Alex would get the call.
Well, Williams is there at quarterback now. He's 245 pounds. He can handle it. And Nick Hill will take the timeout. Did not get the look he liked as the play clock was running down to 1. And Southern, obviously, after this quick change, doesn't want to squander this opportunity. We'll be right back. 17-7, SIU leading. Okay. I take that back. We'll stay right here. We're still early in the fourth quarter. Very early.
This feels like a very, very big moment in this ball game. I just think the way, NDSU struggled a little bit offensively. If you can keep it right here at 10, if you're the NDSU defense, obviously that still gives you a good chance at this ball game. You get down 17, that becomes that's a big mountain to climb in this fourth quarter.
SIU from the 11, so it is a 1st and 10, not a 1st and goal. Baker hands off to Elliott. He gets it down to the 6. Now this quick message from Bank of North Dakota.
We encourage you to keep education expenses and student loan debt down. One way to do this is by earning college credit by taking dual credit or AP classes in high school.
There you see the ball on the 7-yard line. 2nd down and 6. Early in the fourth, but you can tell SIU is trying to milk as much time off this clock as possible, working with a 10-point lead. That's Cox in motion. There's a throw on the slant, and that is a touchdown to Lenore. And the Salukis get 6 more points on the board here early in the fourth, and they make the Bison pay for turning it over.
Well, you're exactly right, Lee. That's what you have to do with turnovers. You got to turn turnovers into points. They get the good field position. See the touchdown here. Just got to line up. That's just an easy pitch and catch. That's a tough play with nothing underneath. And those linebackers, they have to respect the run. They've been running the ball decent. You have to respect that, and that's when you get them to bite up. Now you're just one-on-one.
And the extra point is through to make it 24-7. The home team on NDSU's first road game is leading the Bison big. We'll be right back.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip Hop Group Tag Team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate, peanut butter cookie dough, scoop it.
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
Bring it. First time I saw you, you blew my mind. I got this feeling everything was alright.
How do we ensure families facing food insecurity get access to their food? We needed to make sure that if they couldn't get to the food would come to them. We can deliver for food banks and schools. Amazon knows how to do that. I've helped deliver 12 million meals to families in need. That's the power of having a company like Amazon behind me.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks.
Hey there, I'm Jake, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's new Grilled Spicy Deluxe is that grilled chicken that we all know and love with the grilled marks. It's super juicy. The heat, the cheese, the multi-grain brioche bun, the flavor is just out of this world.
Hey, I'm Amber, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. This is not your traditional spicy chicken sandwich. You get the grilled flavor, seasoning, spices, married all together to this perfect sandwich. It's literally like fireworks in your mouth.
Coming to you fresh-faced from home with new Lash Blast Clean Mascara. 10 times the volume, clean formula that's cruelty-free and vegan. Works for me, works for us, works for the planet. New Lash Blast, the clean mascara that works.
Well, Matt Ence's team down by the score you see right there. There's 13:41 to play in this game. That is Rajah Nelson. He is back deep along with Braylon Henderson to receive this kick. Nelson, a freshman from Lakeville, Minnesota, went to North High School. Mr. Football finalist in Minnesota.
They could use something big here. Get a little bit of momentum for that offense. They're not even giving him a shot.
Nope. There's a cover up at the 19-yard line. Let's take a look at that last touchdown.
Yeah, let's go back and look at this. I think you're going to see all these linemen right here. They're all just going to go down, down, down. And for these linebackers and these back guys now, they have to start moving these gaps, and you have to respect that run. And then when we roll it, now you're going to see all of them come down, respect the run. Now you just get the ISO up top, which is exactly what Southern wants. That's a tough play on Jaden Price.
So the Bison take over 75 yards away from the end zone. And Zeb Nolan will hand it off to Kobe Johnson around the right end. There is some space out there across the 30.
24, Kobe Johnson, the ball carrier.
Here's your numbers for Zeb Nolan through 3, brought to you by the North Dakota Beef Commission, funded by beef farmers and ranchers.
I think some Bison fans want to see the offense open up a little bit more from last week. And I think they're going to get their wish right here as the Bison down 17 late.
And there's a pick, underthrown, interception. It is Roderick Campbell, thrown right to him. The senior corner with the interception. Back-to-back possessions from NDSU, back-to-back turnovers.
I think he just stared him down a little bit too long. You know, I don't know if there's anything special going on with the coverage. I think that Roderick just...
Campbell. Yep.
Yeah, I think Roderick Campbell just had good eyes. You can see the frustration from Zeb. Hey, that's on me. He'll get another chance.
Now the Salukis offense now with another chance. And it's the shortest field, shortest field of the day here for the Saluki offense. The 35, excuse me. And another penalty. I did not. The referee's microphone has not been sharp today. We didn't pick it up, but this is going to go all the way down to the 13.
I didn't catch that either. I'm not sure what happened there.
Well, Campbell's interception and subsequent penalty. Coming off a touchdown drive following a turnover. Well, goes without saying, it's a tough spot for the NDSU. And they'll throw out into the flat. It's caught by Cox looking for a block. He gains of about 4. We are told that it was an unsportsmanlike penalty on NDSU following the change of possession. So that's why the ball ended up down at the 13. Now it's at the 10.
These are the weapons that SIU has, and this is the reason why they were preseason ranked number 24 for the first time in a long time. They have some weapons on this offense. I think it's more so just getting them the ball sometimes. That's why obviously we see Javon Williams line up a lot in the Wildcat, but now you're starting to see Lenore and Cox get involved even more in this game. I think those two are really special, and they've proved that today, and they've shown it.
Well, they switched out the football. That's why the play was stopped there. So now here is Baker. Nothing there first. Now he'll swing it out to Cox. He's one-on-one, makes a spin move on Hayes. Close to first down yardage. Down to about the 3, and I think he picked up the first.
And he took a shot at the end of that play.
Oh, Avante Cox holding his right knee. He's the transfer from Wyoming, who has had some big plays today, especially that long pitch and catch in the first half. Here's the tail end of it. Nodak Insurance Company replay.
I think it's Kaiser there coming in. I don't know if that was the hit or if it was Josh Hayes holding him up at the bottom or what, but just hope that young man's okay.
The Salukis do indeed pick up the first down, so they have 4 downs to try to get 3 yards to try to build more on the scoreboard advantage that SIU has right now. They'll throw for it in the corner, incomplete. Tried to get Lenore one-on-one with Hayes.
Saluki sideline asking for a flag again.
Not a big crowd, but at this point, a loud crowd.
yes, they are. I don't think they're accustomed to seeing this very often. Number 1 team down 17. You see, hard to tell from there, but.
But we will say a capacity crowd, given the COVID numbers that are allowed in the state of Illinois right now. Season ticket holders and students. 2nd and goal. Williams is in there at the quarterback spot, wildcat spot, whatever you want to call it. He's going to run it. He has some room back to the outside after the spin, and the big man tries to dive in, and he does. Turnover, touchdown. Turnover, touchdown. That's the way it's gone for each team the last 2 times that they have had the ball.
It just kind of seems like one of those days for NDSU as we look at the Nodak Insurance Company replay. I mean, this is why he's so talented. This is why he's special. There was nothing in the middle. He comes out with a little bit of a spin move. And I think he just kind of got lost in the pile, and no one really saw him break out to the edge there.
Well, Gualdoni adds the extra point. He got the scoring started for SIU with a field goal in this game, but since then it's been touchdowns, and it's up to 31. So it's 31-7. NDSU trailing with 11:42 to play on your Ag Country Farm Credit Services scoreboard. We'll be right back.
Buttercup, baby, just to let me down. Let me down.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle.
This has got the steak and the sizzle.
The tots on this are just crispy and they're flavorful.
This will keep you out of my tots.
Sonic Extra Long Ultimate Cheesesteaks. Yeah, this might keep me out of your tots.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks.
Excuse me. What year is it, please?
It's a 79 AD. Run for your life.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Oh, I just remembered. Pompeii was destroyed in 79 AD, by the way.
What was the volcano called?
Volcano. Alexa, what volcano destroyed Pompeii?
Mount Vesuvius.
Mount Vesuvius. For real.
Mr. Buble, not again.
Just fixing a little typo, Gladys. Oh, what's this? Buble bounce?
Yeah, a little caffeine, no calories. It's great.
Kick of caffeine. Just what I needed to fix all these. Would you pronounce it bounce or bounce? Yeah, Buble bounce.
That's not how it's pronounced.
No calories, no sweeteners, just a kick of caffeine.
Coming to you fresh-faced from home with new Lash Blast Clean Mascara. 10 times the volume, clean formula that's cruelty-free and vegan. Works for me, works for us, works for the planet. New Lash Blast, the clean mascara that works. From
But your Bobcats scoring recap is going to be as short as that drive. Just 13 yards, 4 plays. Williams gets the score.
And I know I keep talking about it, Lee, but I just can't get over the night and day difference of this Southern Illinois team from last week, and really for NDSU as well. We talked about it in the pregame. You know, what are we going to learn about both these teams from week 1 to week 2? You know, NDSU was really clean last week. They played a really good game. The coordinators told us about it. Southern, obviously, the complete opposite. it's been a different story today.
Here's Rajon Nelson taking a pretty good pop at about the 30, and actually I think the two Salukis may have hit each other harder than they hit the ball carrier, but nonetheless, you probably heard the pads pop, and that gets the sideline fired up. Kickoff team. Didn't you love that, huh? You did it for quite a while.
I did it pretty much my whole career. I actually did it. I finally got off of it my senior year at NDSU, and then in the national championship game, I don't know, I can't remember what it was, but I found myself back on the kickoff team. And then obviously in the NFL, I just couldn't escape it.
Well, Zeb Nolan will try, if he can, to wipe the image of his last pass out of his brain as he comes back on a 1st and 10 from his own 30. Little swing pass, and it's a good one to Kobe Johnson. Has room to run afterwards, and he gets all the way up to about the 46-yard line. Nice job after the catch by Johnson, and a patient throw, too.
Yeah, really good job by Kobe. I believe this is just a little bit of an angle route. Yep, you can see 31 overcommits it. I talked about it last week. That's one of the hardest routes to cover man-to-man. When a running back comes out, you got to cover the flat. Nice job by Kobe to be able to come open for Zeb and move the ball a little bit. 31 is Bryson Strong. It's his brother, number 5, who plays on the offense. Good time for Nolan, going deep but overshooting everyone. Lippy was the intended receiver, but that ball sailed just a little bit. James Caesar in coverage. I think we're gonna see a little bit more of that coming down the stretch here. NDSU gonna have to take some shots. Gonna have to take some chances. Try and get something going here against the Southern Illinois defense that's been not very kind to them today.
But talk about like Tyler Roll's job as the play caller. What a tough day, because a lot of the stuff that he's been trying so far has not really worked. So he throws it out in the flat to Bussey, who's dropped right there. That's Notree making the tackle.
Yeah.
But as a play caller, what do you go to when what you've done hasn't really worked?
Well, and that's the hard part about it, Lee, because you obviously make in-game adjustments. We see Zeb with the completion there to Jalen. You make in-game adjustments. You have things you like going into the game, and when those stop working, your players lose a little bit of confidence. Now you just searching for something to hang your hat on that you can use going forward.
SIU rushing 4 again. Nolan has time, and he airmails it over Lippy. No chance on the connection.
I think
Pass was high all the way.
I think that was due to the rush there. Zeb unable to set his feet. I think that was 58 Chucky Sullivan getting in there at the end. Last time initially. Oh yeah, that's actually my mistake. I just looked back and saw Zeb on the ground. He had time there, just unable to connect.
Wagner in punt formation. Williams back to receive it. This one comes off his foot very nicely, but in the end zone. So it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 20 for SIU when we come back. But the Salukis have been owning this game, especially the second half, leading it now 31-7.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, people like Geico because it's just easy. Bundling, for example. You've got car insurance here and home insurance here. Why not? Zoop, put them together. Save even more.
Geico.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks.
Introducing our latest Wi-Fi breakthrough, speeds faster than a gig. That means gig Wi-Fi for gaming, video chatting, and sharing your killer moves, all at the same time. Introducing Wi-Fi speeds over a gig, new from Xfinity.
I'm Jason Tatum. Check out my Subway sub with delicious turkey and crispy bacon.
I'm Draymond Green with my Subway sub with tender steak and melty cheese.
My sub will help you put points on the board, unlike some other subs.
Why would you say that, Jason?
Hey, man, I'm just talking about subs here.
Oh, come on.
My sub is going to throw down.
My sub has more rings than your sub.
My sub has bacon.
Choose better, be better when you build your favorite sub. And now safe when you order in the app. Subway, eat fresh.
But not Jason's sub.
Reese's eggs are back and we hit them somewhere you'll never find. Psych! We put them everywhere. Grocery stores and supermarkets, gas stations and chiropractors' offices, bowling alleys and grocery stores, which we already mentioned. Not sorry, Reese's.
I have a question for you. What are you doing today to reach your weight loss and wellness goals?
We can't do this wellness journey alone, right?
Find that right coach, the one that speaks to you. You'll hear that thing that you needed to hear.
We've all got your back.
Team Lisa, this week alone, has lost 4,000 pounds.
We're all here to help you succeed.
Kickstart your weight loss with the new Digital 360 membership from WW. Weight Watchers Reimagined. Don't pay till May. Get your first 3 months free. Ends February 27th.
David Braun is the Bison defensive coordinator. He's in the middle of that group talking to his team with still over 10 minutes to go, but the Bison defense will need to get something turned over, you would have to think. And I think we'll see quite a bit of that from Southern Illinois. Just a simple handoff up the middle to Elliott, who picks up maybe a yard.
Yeah, Lee, and I guarantee you, Coach Braun and saw Coach Grant Olson in there. They're preaching right now. Hey, we need the ball though. It's not good enough to just get a 3 and out right here. Let's try and get a turnover. Let's take the ball. Let's go score for ourselves. Just trying to muster up some type of energy, some type of momentum for this defense to try and get something going.
Hand off to Elliott. He'll try the left side. He does gain the edge up to about the 26. I thought Lenore threw a pretty good block out there.
He did. I don't know if it was a hold or not.
Until the flag hits, it's a block.
You know me, Lee. I think everything's a hold. But that's, you talk about the edge of a defense. There was none there for NDSU. And Elliott able to get to it, get some nice yardage, set up a short third down.
Third down. Salukis need the 30. And Elliott will try again, and he was able to get enough to pick up the first down. As they move the chains, let's take this quick break and hear this from Gate City Bank.
At Gate City Bank, we're committed to making a difference every single day for our customers, our communities, and our team members. This is our team, and this is our field. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life, member FDIC.
Well, the Bison won't be back until Gate City Bank Field for another couple of weeks. It's at Springfield. Look at that SIU offense. 368 yards on 62 plays with 8 minutes to go. Hill swings it out near side. Nice block on the edge. This is Isaiah Hartup. And the freshman from O'Fallon, Missouri, another first down.
Well, they're just doing a good job of getting out to their playmakers. You know, it's kind of an extension of your run game right here. Like, hey, maybe something's not working up the middle. Let's just get a quick out, get it to our playmakers, and see if we can make someone miss. And I don't notice Luke Wirtz is in there. I don't know if something happened to Jackson Henke or not, but he's no longer in the ball game as far as I can see.
Or it's a situation of just taking some snaps off of Henke, knowing we have the spring season and you have the fall coming up. That was Luke Wirtz right there, number 47. Luke is a sophomore from the state of Illinois, playing in his 15th game here for the Bison. But it is a first down run for SIU. Lost one.
Lane Tucker doing a nice job of getting in there, I think. You know, Lane was a guy that David Braun brought up early on, and just saying, you know, look, we have a lot of defensive ends that we like, and we like to bring them in and do different things, but Lane's going to be a guy that's going to be hard to take off the field, and I think he's earned that right to stay in first, second, third down regardless, and we saw it last week. I thought he played really well last week as well.
Lane is from Gillette, Wyoming. He's a junior, the Wyoming Defensive Player of the Year his senior year, a 3-time All-State offensive lineman, a 2-time All-State defensive lineman. And this is a fake. It tipped, but I still caught. Well, when it's your day, it's your day. Because I don't think that pass was clean all the way to the receiver. You pick up the catch and you pick up a first down.
Yeah, and this is what we've been seeing kind of over and over. They run the ball a little bit. Now you see in the Nodak Insurance Company replay, you're going to do another fake. See how it affects Tutsi right there? And Kaiser still able to get a hand on it. You just keep talking about it. They suck up that underneath coverage, and now you get one-on-one with some of these big bodies.
And Combs,
catch.
6'3", redshirt freshman from Evansville. Evansville's where Southern Indiana University is. And now another pass. And a catch by Lenore up to the 40, maybe not all the way to the 40. I tell you, the biggest thing right here, though, for SIU, those seconds are ticking off the clock.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Lee. They're already into 4-minute mode at this point in the game where you're just trying to burn as much clock as possible. And we saw NDSU get into that last week, but it doesn't always just have to look like you're just going to run the ball all day. You run the ball a little bit, you mix in a couple passes, and the main thing is you stay on the field, like you said. They are burning some clock. They don't necessarily even care about points at this point.
Nope.
They're just trying to get as many seconds off as they can.
Yeah, Nick Baker's offense has scored 31. And here's Strong. I mentioned number 31, Strong in the defense. Well, this is his brother who makes that carry.
He's had a good day, too.
I think he's a good-looking player. 6 foot, 215 sophomore. I mentioned he started his career as a defensive player, moved from safety to running back. And he also returns kicks and some of that stuff.
Him along with these receivers, Javon Williams, they've done some good stuff.
Well, when you're milking the clock, you don't snap it till it's under 5, and that's exactly what Baker and company does here. Throws a little pass into the flat. Hardup gets past one player and picks up another, or one defender, I should say, and picks up another first down.
Well, that was one that you probably have in the high school playbook too. Just nothing fancy about it, just a simple rub route.
One of the best putters in the game right here, Kevin Na.
You're going to see right here, you go up, catch him man-to-man, bring one receiver up, run one to the flat, run a little sprint out with the quarterback.
Isolate the linebacker.
And just continue to move those sticks.
He wanted to show off. I think one of the best exchanges I've really ever seen in golf was on the 17th.
Just because it might be a high school record. It doesn't make it easier to defend necessarily. I'm not saying that, but
Kevin walked one in from 8 or 10
Here's
feet.
a handoff to Elliott.
Had about 2.5, 3 feet.
Eases in on the tackle, but the pile moves up to about the 20.
The best smiles.
Let's check this out
you'd
from
ever
Gate
want
City
to
Bank.
experience on that green.
I see.
Well, you can see the scoreboard in the upper left or in the bottom of your screen. Take your pick. It says 3:25 and counting left in this football game. It's NDSU's first road game of the year. And this is going to end a 39-game winning streak as the Salukis have 31 points to this point. It might be more. Elliott to the corner. He makes a dive for the pylon. 6 more. That's Elliott with a touchdown run for SIU.
Well, like we said, Lee, just one of those days. I think it's just a little bit of a case yet. I think you see some young guys in here for NDSU not to make any.
Look at the left hand of Elliott. It's all bandaged up. In fact, he had a bigger cast last week. He was not cleared until the day before the UND game. And here he comes out today, has a little smaller cast on there. And he scores a couple of touchdowns.
And I kind of thought maybe he was the reason they had 5 turnovers. Initially, you turn on that game, you think
right now, 40 of which coming right here.
After further review, the ruling of a touchdown stands.
You just heard it. 6 on the board for North Dakota, who now have a 10-point lead, extra point pending. An incredible individual effort from the Moorhead Spud.
Yeah, just a basic play. You're trying to pick up some yards just to keep the run in this clock, and way able to bounce it to the outside, break tackles, and all of a sudden you score a touchdown Great overall effort by him.
Stages extra points. Is up and through. So with 6:53 left in the fourth, North Dakota gets a big third down conversion to Marcus Preston. And then that man, Otis, rumbles and stumbles and fumbles into the end zone for 6.
In times like these, it's good.
Finally moved in.
It's a great old house. Good bones, wraparound porch.
The pipes are making strange noises.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
All you have to do is dish a drink, and your taste buds.
Sounds like happiness. So many feels. All the feels.
You do the shimmy when it meets expectations. And the head nod is I'm perfectly satisfied.
Sonic Ultimate Drink Stop.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks.
This is a color laser printer, and this is the color toner cartridge. They're so expensive, people just print in black and white so they don't have to keep buying them. Walk with me. That's enough. The Epson EcoTank cartridge-free printer. Big ink tanks, lots of ink, and you can save a ridiculous amount on replacement ink. Print in color, all you want, without busting your budget. But you might be busting the move. The Epson EcoTank, just fill and chill. Available at...
Big news travels fast on T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage and speed. That's why we're bringing out our best deal on the new iPhone 12 with 5G. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on each and every plan. Switch now.
The Missouri Valley Football Conference with 5 teams in the top 14 this week in the Stats FCS poll. 3 of them in danger of going down today. North Dakota State in a huge hole. They're gonna drop this one. I feel confident. I'm gonna call it today in favor of Southern Illinois. They're losing 37-7. NDSU, of course, with still under 7 minutes left to rectify the situation here. Illinois State losing by 10 now to South Dakota, 27-17. So the Valley, it's such a difficult conference. We've heard about it for years, so every week you just never know what's going to happen. Northern Iowa, by the way, has won today, 21-0 over Youngstown State, so they improved to 1-1. Today, a great example of some of the best teams in the country. Some going on the road and having a tough time hanging with some of the best in the Valley once again.
And you look at, if North Dakota does pull this off, where are they going to go? I mean, you look at beat Southern Illinois, who now just beat the #1 team in the country, beat South Dakota State, who's #3 in the country right now. It's going to be really interesting to see where North Dakota ends up if they're able to win this game.
Now, and the if is the big part, because John Stiegelmeier's offense is now back on the field. They have struggled here in the second half, just 3 points since the first quarter. They are used to this situation, though. Again, they trailed late. That was, of course, a 1-score game, not a 2-score deficit that they're facing now, but they fought their way back on the road against the #3 team in the country, UNI. What do they have in response here? Pierre Strong on the 1st and 10 carry, able to burrow his way to the 28-yard line. And there still is plenty of time to be balanced. SDS has 3 timeouts in their back pocket. No need to abandon one of your top offensive players. Strong run game at this point. Granowski will throw here on 2nd down. And he's got his man, Jackson Yonke, just in front of Caden Koppinen. Another grab for Jackson out to the 50-yard line. Big pitch and catch that time that goes for 22. And the Jacks in business as they try and respond here.
Such a weapon on the outside to have those Yonke twins be able to deliver the football to them. And they've just really been an issue for North Dakota today.
Pressure here as Noah Larson, among others, gets home. The pocket breaks down and Granowski is swallowed up back at the 42-yard line.
And that's the thing this second half is North Dakota is bringing more pressure. They're just understanding we can't let him sit back there and pick us apart. We've got to bring pressure right there. You bring Noah Larson, the inside linebacker, because if you give him time, he's going to hit his receivers. Much better job bringing pressure.
Granowski unable to connect with Jaden Yonke this time. Galvin Nelson out in coverage. And now 3rd down and 18 on the way. And the Alara Center is going to start making some noise here. They can set this game in the balance.
South Dakota bringing on their speed defensive line, some faster bodies down there, make sure they're getting pressure, make sure they're looking for draw, screen, things like that as well. South Dakota State's got a lot of things they can do right now as far as offense run.
Jason Eck going with 4 receivers here on 3rd and long. Pressure coming. Gronowski eludes the initial wave. He'll fling it across the middle, incomplete. Morgan, the intended target. Great job again by UND, flushing out the freshman quarterback, and now it's 4th and 18.
And you get him on the run, you get him uncomfortable. He's trying to buy some time. He's telling the receivers, hey, you got to get deeper here. And by that time, the defense is able to come up in the second, keeping your hands off. 4th down right now and long. Same thing for the defense. You've got to make sure you're Simon Sharp. Make sure that you're not getting your hands on the receivers. Just play your game.
SDSU will keep the offense on the field. They need to get to the North Dakota 40 to keep this particular drive alive. UND rushes for. Gronowski steps up. Oh, in a battle out there. Jackson he could not make the grab, and there is no penalty flag on the play. South Dakota State, there was no call. A lot of contact down the field. Again, seen that called a couple times today. Not on this occasion, though. And SDSU turns it over on downs.
An experienced cornerback in Evan Holm, too, a guy who's played a lot of football for North Dakota. And you've got to know where the ball's going at that time. Oof. And definitely could have been right there.
You could see Holm trying to get his head turned around, but never really did until the last minute. That left arm was wrapped a bit around the sophomore receiver before he let go. Tough call against the Jacks that time to not get the flag. UND now up by 11. Here's Weah. Again, able to make a man miss in the hole. Couple of touchdowns on the day for the sophomore running back.
We talked about Pierre Strong's vision. Same kind of thing right here with Otis Weah. Sees that defender coming, cuts back, picks up the yards he needs right there. Good gain on 1st down. I know it's only 3, but when you've got the time and you've got the score in your favor, those kind of things, just keep that clock rolling, make them burn timeouts.
North Dakota's offense has done just that, as John Stiegelmeier will stop the clock with 5:26 left, burning his first time out of the half. Just a reminder, the busy week and busy weekend, the Sports on Midco SN continues tomorrow with a potential Summit League title decider. On the men's side, at least, North Dakota State's taking on South Dakota down in Vermillion. The women's game will tip off at 1 o'clock, the men at 3:30. Big one coming your way from the Sanford Coyote Sports Complex tomorrow on Midco SN as Otis Weah takes the handoff off left tackle this time. It does not find much space. Another quick timeout taken by the Jackrabbits.
A defensive line for South Dakota State, really impressive. They've done a good job all day getting on the offensive line, and that's what makes them so tough defensively. When you have those front 4 guys be as dominant as they are, tough for any team to go against.
North Dakota today, 31 carries for 158 yards on the ground. They've limited South Dakota State under 100. Pierre Strong, 17 carries for 95 yards. Some of the sack yardage keeping SDSU down a bit in total net gain. Total offense almost even, by the way, 378 to 365 in favor of the Jacks. All those big plays through the passing game in the first half, a big reason for that. Fighting Hawks special teams, though, and defense have certainly stepped up of late. One huge turnover here in the second half. A big 4th down stop a few minutes ago. The punt block, the fake field goal, the field goal block as well. A lot of big moments from a momentum standpoint, all going in the favor of North Dakota outside of that long 76-yard touchdown. Luke Skogna able to burrow up to the 35-yard line. He'll be 3 yards shy of the first. SDSU will take their final timeout now to stop the clock with 5:16 left. Down by 11, a 2-possession game for John Stiegelmeier and the Jacks. Just trying to preserve as much as you can for your offense, knowing you need to score and then likely recover an onside kick to give yourself a chance. State led this game 14-7 in the first, and their offense has just struggled to generate anything against UND since.
And really that second half, I think for both teams, I think South Dakota State last week was unhappy with their second half offensively. It's been almost the same thing today. And then North Dakota, the adjustments at halftime that they've made, they've come out just like last week, have had a really good offense and defense. And then let's not forget, again, we've mentioned, but the special teams is the difference in this game right now. Just have done a terrific job of making those plays, and they've resulted in points.
Costa's unit effective all day today in every phases. His head coach choosing to go for it right now on 4th and 3, at least showing they will. Schuster in the pistol. They need the 32. That's Belquist in motion. Here we go. Schuster fakes it, steps up, fires, intercepted. Picked off at the 30-yard line by Preston Tetzlaff. And SDSU has life. Belquist, I believe, was the intent target. And it looked for a moment like he was wide open. Great play, though, by Tetzlaff. First turnover of the day forced by SDSU.
And it started with Tommy losing his balance there. He kind of tripped in the turf a little bit, and when he picked his head up, he had Skokna on the outside, didn't see him. He did have Belquist, you're exactly right. And again, just threw that interception, and he was open. That would have been the end of the game right there. But, and there's the turnover. We haven't seen a lot of it. But a costly one right there.
There's the slip again. Good pressure off the edge from Spalding. Yeah, Mogg, was the intended target. Belquist was there in the flat. Great play by Preston Tetzlaff. First interception for the senior, a hometown kid from Nichols. Great family lineage within the SDSU program. His dad, Kevin, was an All-American and a South Dakota State Hall of Famer on the defensive line in the early 90s. His uncle was a Hall of Famer on the basketball side in the 80s, and now Preston getting his chance to shine. Big play for him and for this defense, and now 5-11. No timeouts, of course, for SDSU, but you got the football back in decent field position. Certainly still a chance for the number 3 team in the country to complete the comeback here.
And you've got the Yonke twins, too. I mean, you've got those deep shots, you've got the out routes to get out of bounds. Definitely a lot of time and a lot of weapons for South Dakota State that they can hit on these kind of plays.
Fighting Hawks now 1 for 3 on 4th down today. That was the first turnover committed of the season for UND. It was a +7 in that category on the year, and still that pick thrown by Schuster. The Selby, South Dakota native John Stiglmeyer trying to get one over on the guy from just on the other side of the border. He and Bubba Schweigert go way back. They've coached against each other a lot, not always as head coaches, but certainly as coordinators in their respective programs. And a tough play there again. Schuster just never had his feet right. Mogg could have run for a long time if that ball would have been completed, but South Dakota State takes over now. 1st and 10 for Granowski on their own 29. He'll throw high, and it's picked off right back. Ray Haas, the diving interception for the senior linebacker.
Wow, what a play right there. Look at I think Coppin got the tip, and then Ray Haas to dive and intercept that football and get the ball right back to North Dakota. And Coppin, I believe, got a hand on that as well. Shanowski, I'm sorry, yeah. Great play right there. What an answer for North Dakota. Another turnover for South Dakota State. We talked about keys, things you can't do to win ball games. Can't turn the ball over, but a terrific job right there by Shanowski getting his hands up, and then Ray Haas with the interception.
3rd turnover of the day forced by this UND defense. 2nd pick for the freshman Granowski. We asked Brett Holenka earlier in the week who your best coverage linebacker is, and he said Ray Haas. Big arms, quicker than you'd think for a guy at 6'5" with that kind of size. And he said he reads the game so well. He's almost better when he's away from the football. Great to see a young man like that who was with the program for a couple of seasons, left to go back home. They had that homesick feeling of being so far away from Colorado. got his head right, decided, you know what, I miss football, I want to come back to Grand Forks, and now a huge play in a rivalry game to perhaps give his team a chance now, a great chance to beat the number 3 team in the country. You love to see it for number 47.
Absolutely, and another thing Coach Salenka said is he might not be a guy that shows up on film all the time, but he just does his job and he does the right thing, and he's such a great player. And he also said the improvement from where he was to where he is like night and day. And you love to see those kind of guys that do the right thing and again make the choices to get back in the program, have success like that. That's awesome.
A moment ago, Otis Weah picking up a first down, which again makes the task even tougher for SDSU. Down 2 scores, no timeouts left. Fighting Hawks forcing 3 turnovers, blocking a field goal and a punt today. Weah up to 80 yards on the afternoon and a couple of touchdowns as well. It has now gone final, by the way, down in Carbondale. A salute to the Salukis, knocking off North Dakota State, who had won 39 games in a row entering this weekend. The Bison go down. Will the Jacks go down as well? Could 1 and 3 and 7 for that matter, with Illinois State on the ropes against South Dakota, all fall on the same day in this wacky spring FCS season?
Well, we've talked a lot. This was going to be a huge test for North Dakota. A well-established program in South Dakota State, a program that the last 5 years has been extremely dominant. And this is going to be the test for North Dakota. Where are they at? And boy, did they answer the call.
Clock running with 3:10 to go. UND up by 11. Remember, they trailed by 7 at the half. Another great example of halftime adjustments, fixing some of the little things. The offense has played great here in the seconds. The ground game has gotten going as Weah lowers the shoulder. He's going to be a couple yards shy of the first to the 25. 4th and a long 2 on the way. And we said at the top, this is a tough place to come play. North Dakota's won 8 in a row in this building. They've beaten 4 ranked teams in that stretch. They will attempt a field goal here. Adam Stage, who was 0 for 1 today, will try from 42 yards, where he missed 35 earlier. Peterson's going to run up, see if they can draw SDSU offside. Paulson will motion back in. There's 3 on the on the play clock, excuse me. And North Dakota now will take a timeout.
See, that was close. North Dakota almost got that to work. Can't say enough again about that offensive line for North Dakota, and just overall the team play today in all areas. It's a great win against a very, very good football team in South Dakota State.
You cannot stress enough how good this SDSU program has been over the years. Valley champs in 2016 and get back-to-back semifinal appearances in the FCS playoffs. The next 2 years, 8 consecutive FCS playoff berths. They've made it every year since 2012. Preseason number 5 in the country, number 3 in the Valley. Quincy Vaughn now on 4th and 2, a chance to seal it here with the first down. Vaughn took a big shot right at the line of scrimmage. Backus came over, and UND's going to turn it over on downs once again. That will keep SDSU alive. They, of course, need points in a hurry here. 2:06 to go, not a lot of time left. Not to belabor the point, but we've seen this Jackrabbit offense score quickly. You would expect Brett Halinka, though, perhaps to be a little more conservative, play some guys back and make sure you don't give up the big bomb here late.
Right, you'll take under the, under the routes, under routes, things like that to be able to pick up yards. That's fine. It's just the deep ball, things like that you got to make sure that you don't give up. And I think that's what you're going to see out of North Dakota is just, you might be a little bit loose up front, just knowing that you can rally to the tackles.
2:06 to play, 11-point ball game. Mark Gronowski, the freshman from the Chicago suburbs, trying to lead the Jacks back, and it'll start with the QB draw. They'll pick up 5 to the 30-yard line, but the clock will continue to run.
Those are the yards you'll give up. You are just fine with that. Give up those yards, doesn't matter. Just keep them out of the end zone.
Clock running. UND rushing 4. Gronowski steps up. He's got a man caught by Jackson Yonke at midfield. And Yonke able to get out of bounds here. Clock would have stopped, of course, anyway on the first down. But Jackrabbits now into UND territory. Jackson Yonke today, 7th catch. He's got a couple of touchdowns. And after that gain of 22 yards, he's up to 161 on the day. Career day for the sophomore from Madison. Will it be in a winning effort? Gronowski, pressure, hit as he throws. Incomplete as Canyon Bauer sees that ball sail beyond the boundary. Quentin Seguin that time, putting the pressure on the freshman quarterback.
And good job by North Dakota's front 4. They've got to be able to get some pressure there with 4 guys. They don't want to bring too much. Got to make sure that they've got good coverage in the back end. Anytime you're able to see that quarterback on the turf, that's what you like to see if you're a North Dakota fan.
1:35 left now. Jack trailing by 11. 4 receivers set for Gronowski as the Alara Center starts making some noise. Pass incomplete. Hines the intended target. Turner read it well. I think for a moment he had visions of 6 that time. Zach Hines, by the way, after his big day against UNI last week, that's the first time he's been targeted in the passing game today.
Yeah, a guy that can block really well, but I know North Dakota was really concerned about him in the passing game as well, and they've done a really good job of stopping him today and making sure that he doesn't get the yards he got last week.
Hines grabs for 90 yards in the win over the Panthers. Point talked about how difficult he is as a blocker. He's not been effective, though, in the passing game today. Here's 3rd and 10. Yonke sees that one broken up by Cade Larson. They tried that tunnel screen again, and the sophomore from Baraboo, Wisconsin, all over it. 4th down on the way.
Good read by Noah Larson there. Just cuts up the middle. Not able to. Again, that's a tough play. You got an inside linebacker all the way out around a receiver, and he reads that perfectly.
7 tackles on the day for Larson to lead North Dakota. He's got a sack. Now a pass breakup as well. And this is the ball game for South Dakota State, the number 3 team in the country, trying to keep their hopes alive here in Grand Forks of improving to 2-0 on the season. They need something special here. Gronowski with time, nobody home. Incomplete. SDSU will turn it over on downs, and North Dakota is going to win this football game. 1:23 to go in the 4th.
His way, and he gets over those people that are falling under him and makes a nice game.
Came into the game 163 yards shy of 2,000 for his career, as he is watching this play from the sidelines, and he needs 61 yards coming into this game to crack the top 10 rushing list in school history at Nichols. Colonels will flip it out. This is Tevin Bush, and he's got a lot of speed. Brought down by Desmond Fields from Beaumont, Texas, a senior linebacker.
All that was essentially was a pitch to the outside and get the ball out in space with your playmaker. Tevin Bush is one of those players who is explosive, Jeff, and he can take this to the house really any time. You just look at him and he's just ready to go.
He's a transfer in from West Virginia, had a standout high school career in New Orleans at Landry Walker, and we have a stoppage in play. There's no flags on the field. And looks like they're going to reset the play clock to 40.
All out, good timing.
one of the matchups I was looking forward to seeing in this game, Gary, how this Lamar secondary, where you have most of the experience on this team, would try to defend this talented group of wide receivers led by Dejon Dixon.
Yeah, there's a little bit of experience, not a lot, on the outside in the secondary for Lamar. They've got 6 players in there, 2 deep, that are freshmen, though, on the front end.
Scott on third down runs it, and Scott is inside the 5. Touchdown, Colonels. Lindsey Scott from 33 yards.
Well, we've seen the quarterback here, Chase Forcade, for many years just do a good job running this offense. Unfortunately, though, I don't think that Chase has this explosive speed, and Chase had a great career, but this is a tremendous run here by Lindsey Scott, and you see why he is electric and can run this football and lead this football team. It's fun to watch.
On for the extra point for the Colonels, Gavin Lassane, and they've been having their issues at place kicker, and they continue to have them. Lassane was 8 of 11 on extra points last week, and he missed one right there. Scott is an exciting player with his legs. He gets Nichols on the board. We'll see if Lamar can respond when we come back.
All you have to do is dish a drink, and your taste buds.
Sounds like happiness. So many feels. All the feels.
You do the shimmy when it meets expectations. And the head nod is, I'm perfectly satisfied.
Sonic Ultimate Drink Stop.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got them shook like.
Hold up.
Work it out. I hit it back with a brand new style. Bring it up into the floor, get wild. We turning up all the way on the down like baby, I'm fabulous.
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks.
Research shows that people remember commercials with exciting stunts. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's something you shouldn't try at home.
Look, Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so we only pay for what we need. It's pretty cool. That is cool. Grandma!
Very cool. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Introducing our latest Wi-Fi breakthrough, speeds faster than a gig. That means gig Wi-Fi for gaming, video chatting, and sharing your killer moves, all at the same time. Introducing Wi-Fi speeds over a gig, new from Xfinity.
Magenta. I hate cartridges. Not magenta, not magenta. I'm not going back to the store. Magenta! Cartridges are so...
The Epson EcoTank. No more cartridges. It comes with an incredible amount of ink that can save you a lot of frustration. The Epson EcoTank.
Just fill and chill. Available at...
Lindsey Scott, his second rushing touchdown on the young season. Hits Nichols on the board. They missed the extra point. And now we'll see Lamar's offense for the first time. There you look, a very impressive drive for Coach Tim Rebow and his team as they put up a school record 13 touchdowns last week in a win over Lincoln College out of Missouri, a Division II school. 8 different players scored touchdowns last week. Told you to win. It's a little fierce here today, so they'll hold it for...
I bet that wind is 25, 30 miles an hour at times out there, Jeff. It is really coming from the south, which is the right to left as you're watching this ball game.
Craig Walker will handle the kickoff. He's also the punter, and this is going to get caught up in the wind. Fair catch single. And Lamar will start its first drive since 2019, and the first under new head coach Blaine Morgan. And we may see a couple different quarterbacks today for Lamar, but the first guy that's going to take the snaps today is Austin Scott, a transfer in from Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, and he's had a little bit of experience. The Eastern Kentucky played in 17 ball games. You know, not a lot of work there, but had a start.
It's going to be Jalen Dume who will be the starting quarterback.
The nod, huh?
So Jalen Dume, more of a running quarterback than Austin Scott, but I think we're going to see Austin Scott as well. Dume from California will run off the left side and pick up a few yards. And did the ball, no, he was down. Ball did not come out, but there's a look at Jalen Dume, 6'2", 220 pounds from Oakland.
Yeah, and he played at Feather River College out there in California and did a nice job for them. Had over 1,000 yards rushing, 1,400 yards rushing out there, averaging over 5 yards per carry. So he gives you that dynamic running capability that you want as an offense. But I think Blaine Morgan has desire to get this ball out in space, to get it to playmakers. He's got some playmakers on the outside with his football team, and we'll see how that unfolds today.
2nd down and 7. And there's our first flag of the afternoon. And this will be an illegal procedure.
Number 56, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So we saw Lamar run the football on the first play from scrimmage, and that's something they want to do. They want to be physical. They want to run the football. In 2019, Lamar was a good running team. They finished 2nd in the Southland Conference in rushing. One of the issues, though, with such a young team and trying to be that physical team, it's been difficult for them to replicate that in practice to the level they want to, because they want to try to avoid injuries, obviously. So 2nd down. Off the right side, and the Colonels got that stuffed. Nowhere to go at all off that right side. Defender there for the Nichols Colonels. That was Tyree Evans, a linebacker, transferring in from Southern Miss.
Well, Evans does a nice job. He walked up at the line of scrimmage right over the center and made himself available there. And see Kevin Moore, who is their all-everything back there, their leading tackler a year ago. He's going to be in the mix as well, all over the field, that he makes himself known.
So 3rd down and 11. And we'll get to see Dume throw for the first time. Instead, he gets sacked. And there is Pig Cage. He had 4 tackles for a loss last week, and there he picks up a sack.
Well, Pig Cage is an athletic player, Jeff. We saw him in state championship game in high school and competing, and now here for the Colonels, doing a good job getting back in the backfield, and that's what you want. You want to have playmakers, guys that know how to play football, and Pig Cage is excited and kind of an early debut here for him.
All new starters on that offensive line for Lamar, and 3 of them are freshmen.
Yeah, 3 freshmen, a couple of sophomores. They're not any, highly experienced whatsoever, just trying to get their feet wet here and gain some game experience. There's a punt, Jeff.
With the win at his back, Enrique Carmona delivers a deep ball, but on the return, this is KJ Franklin, and Franklin got it all the way up to the 37-yard line. So the Colonels will have the football with just over 9 minutes to go. We'll see what kind of adjustments that Lamar has done defensively to try to stop Lindsey Scott and this Nichols offense.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Since 1999, Crystal Clear Imaging has been establishing excellence as a signage solutions specialist. From building wraps and stadium branding to retail signage and transportation graphics, CCI offers the highest quality printing with competitive pricing and impressive turnaround times. Learn more at www.ccimaging.net. Real print solutions, real big results.
In a world where profits come before people, one insurance brokerage is proving you can be different in an industry of sameness.
Because we're a generational business, we're blessed to have a long view. With that long view means you can invest in people. Your margins can shrink in the short term, but if you're doing right by your clients and your employees, the numbers and the results will take care of themselves in time.
We are one of the fastest growing independent agencies in America. We are IOA.
Lamar defense unable to stop Nichols on its first possession. Offensively, we'll see what they're able to do this time around as Lindsey Scott ran it in from 33 yards out on a third down play, and Scott back out on the field. And a rushing touchdown last week when Lindsey was at East Mississippi Community College, and where they won a junior college championship. He accounted for over 4,200 yards that season. So Gary, the last 2 years he's been a full-time starter, he's won a championship. He won a championship with Zachary High School in 2015 when he was named Mr. Football. And then
false start. Number 73, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Jair Joseph, a senior offensive lineman, commits the penalty. And then when Scott was, as I mentioned, when he was at Zachary High School his senior season, named Mr. Football in 2015, he led the Broncos to their first state championship on the 5A level. So now it's first down and 15. And Scott will zip one across the middle, wide open. Devontae Jason into Lamar territory, finally brought down by Steve Jones.
Good route that time by Joseph. Doing a good job. Devontae Jason coming across the field, making himself available, and Lindsey Scott does a nice job of throwing that football. Just sees him on the in cut here, and good delivery on that football, and good job getting up the field on a nice first down here for Nichols.
A couple of former SEC players hooking up there. Jason was once with Mississippi State. Now here's Tevin Bush, and Tevin Bush inside the 20, showing those nifty moves all the way to the 11. Another big play for Nichols offensively. 31 yards on the run by Bush.
Well, I talked about him earlier as being electric, and this young man does a good job here. You see what he does. He sets everything up. He cuts back inside. He wanted to get to the end zone. Good job of pursuit that time by Lamar, and negating him inside the 10-yard line, or just outside the 10-yard line. But Tevin Bush is a special athlete.
Good block downfield by Julian Gums as well. So now the ball placed at the 12-yard line. Scott will give it to Gums straight ahead. And inside the 5, just shy of the first down marker.
Well, it all starts up front, Jeff, with the offensive line, and this center is new this year, Evan Russo, just a freshman out of Gramercy High School, and does a good job of opening up a hole there inside, and Julian Grums gets it down in there. Uh-oh, here's the mistake.
And Scott just has to fall back on it on the 25-yard line, and what was second down and 1 now becomes third and a long way.
Now the snap just went out and high off his hand, way over his head there, so good job of him at least getting on the ball and recovering it for Nichols. I just talked about Evan Russo doing real well on the run block, but he's got to control that snap first and foremost.
Russo to his left has P.J. Burkhalter, the reigning Southland Offensive Lineman of the Year, a 3-year starter, number 64. So on third down, Scott looking deep towards the end zone. Double coverage, it doesn't matter. Touchdown Colonels, K.J. Franklin.
Well, this is a big-time throw, folks. This is an opportunity to see Lindsey Scott at his finest, throw that ball where it needs to, where his receiver can come down with it, and K.J. Franklin gets across that goal line. Take a look at the delivery here. 1, 2, 3 steps into the throw and directly where he needs to be, over the inside defender, and Franklin does a good job pulling it in, has a foot inbounds for that touchdown.
Andre Molnex thought he was defending Franklin well enough, but it didn't work out. Now here's Gavin Lassane, and Lassane gets that one through. So Nichols jumping on Lamar early, 13-0. We saw Lindsey Scott run one in, now he throws one in. And the talented sophomore wide receiver hauls it in.
I I feel like I would go with the signature strawberry limeade. Add in cranberry. It'll give you that kick, like right there in the back.
Sonic Ultimate Drink Stop.
This muscle right here.
Might be a little tart for me.
Magenta. I hate cartridges. Not magenta, not magenta. I'm not going back to the store. Magenta! Cartridges are so...
The Epson Eco Tank. No more cartridges. It comes with an incredible amount of ink that can save you a lot of frustration. The Epson Eco Tank.
Just fill and chill. Available at...
How do we ensure families facing food insecurity get access to their food? We needed to make sure that if they couldn't get to the food would come to them. We can deliver for food banks and schools. Amazon knows how to do that. I've helped deliver 12 million meals to families in need. That's the power of having a company like Amazon behind me.
At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two, like how nice it is to switch and save on your auto policy. But it's even nicer knowing that if this happens, or this happens, or this, or even this, we've seen and covered it. So call 1-800-FARMERS to switch your auto policy and you could save an average of $470. Get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
The new MyWW Plus gives you more of what you need to help you lose weight. More simplicity with the What's in Your Fridge recipe feature. And more motivation with on-demand workout classes.
The new MyWW Plus. Don't pay till May. Get your...
Tim Rebo and the Colonels up 13-0 over Lamar midway through the first quarter. Jeff Palermo along with Gary Reasons. Glad he could join us on this Saturday afternoon in late February for the start of the Southland Conference season for both of these teams. As you look at the scoring drive, finished off by the touchdown pass caught by Franklin. So twice on third down, Nichols has scored touchdowns here today.
They've just been phenomenal. They've just continued each drive, and quick work there. A couple of scores, and they are out early.
Craig Walker again kicking into the wind. It's a little more deep on this one. Jalen Jackson who's an electric player for Lamar, breaks a couple tackles, and he gets hit hard and brought down by Troy Hurst.
Well, this ball kind of hangs up on the kickoff up there. Not really a great opportunity to return this ball because it allows the defenders to kind of get down there, the coverage team. And physical play here. Both these teams are playing their hearts out and very physical early on.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game presented by Levi Recognition.
Yeah, offensively, I think for Lamar, they've got to create some stability. What are they going to be? They're going to be a running offense, power. What are they going to do? And then defensively, they've got to be physical. That's what Coach Morgan wants them to do. And Nichols, they just got to create balance, and that's all they have. They just stay that balance and be offensive and defensively just show up, and they're going to do fine because they've got athletes.
And running with it is Dume, but he gets smoked at the 26-yard line as he was roughed up on that play as a couple of Colonel defenders finally able to chase him down, led by Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, and he takes this to the outside, thinking he's got some room to run there, but you see the pursuit and all the red jerseys from Nichols coming inside out. That's a good job on defense.
Again, our keys to the game brought to you by Levy Recognition, as it was 2nd down and 4 now for Dume. Gets underneath center. It is a little unique in today's college football, Gary, to see a college football quarterback actually get underneath center. And they'll pitch it out. And this is going to be the first down of the ball game, as that's Jalen Jackson. They are really high on this young man for Lamar, a freshman, part of a heralded freshman class, the first one for Blaine Morgan, as he ran around the right end to get the first down.
Yeah, you see the speed there and the explosiveness. They want to get the ball in his hands, and just a freshman out of high school, Burleson, Texas, just south of Fort Worth, out of Centennial High School there. He's done a great job of just making himself available to this team, and he's picked up the offense, it looks like, and he's done a good job of being able to, hopefully we'll see how this unfolds for him, but he's got a lot of talent.
Not big, 5'7", 165 pounds, but still a 3-star prospect. And actually, did quite well in the red and black scrimmage in the fall. Good open field tackle there, as it was nicely defended by the Colonel's Malik Woodring.
Malik Woodring, just a freshman himself, a true freshman coming in here playing out of Archbishop Rummel High School out of the New Orleans area, and does a good job coming up in an open field tackle. And that's what you have to do as a cornerback in this type of a defense. You want to come up and make those plays and don't get any yak yards allowed.
Marcellus Johnson on the catch, former quarterback for the Lamar Cardinals, now catching passes from Jalen Dumais. 2nd down and 5, and they'll run it. And Wad Shorts from Humboldt, Texas, getting the carry.
Well, one of the things on the defense for Nichols that you're missing out there is a player who was the player of the year on the defensive side of the ball last year, and that is Sully Lesh. Everything, and also Alan Pittman, their starting linebacker for 4 years consecutively, and those guys have to be replaced, and that's what Nichols is trying to do defensively. We got to call a timeout here.
Well, Lamar trying to do a little up-tempo, and Blaine Morgan didn't like what he saw on that 3rd down and short.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
It calls timeout on this 3rd and 2.
I talked about Sully Lesh, and he was just unblockable.
Right.
Really unblockable. Finished his career in 2019, the all-time sacks leader here at Nichols, and he just had a great career. He was one of the finalists for the Buck Buchanan Award, FCS Defensive Player of the Year Award, and congratulations to Sully and his family. They just had a couple of days ago, they had a newborn, and good things ahead for them.
We talked about it already, but a lot of talent not back for this 2021 spring season, led by Chase Forcade. Larion James, another guy. He was a talented player, and you can't forget about Christian Mims as well.
Yeah, all these guys that you start looking at the all-conference seniors that they had, and there's more. There's some that aren't even on that list, with Alan Pittman and one of those as well, who's not on there. But there's definitely a talent that Tim Rebo has built here with his program, and I just see them kind of just filling those holes with great players as we're seeing here today.
Run the option on 3rd and 2, pitch it out to Jackson, and Jackson's got the 1st down. You can see that speed as he's able to get it to the outside, an electric ball carrier. They want to get him the ball out in space, and that's exactly what they do here.
Yeah, they make the defense commit inside to the quarterback and get the running back a chance to get the speed going, and he certainly did have that and gets that 1st down. Good speed, and they move the chains.
Ran past Kevin Johnson, number 38 there for the Colonels. So Lamar has picked up a couple of 1st downs as they're down by 13 as we approach 4 minutes. And again, a little run here off the right side, but nothing happening. So if you're wondering about the offensive formations that Lamar is running here, a lot of it is because Blaine Morgan spent a lot of time in Air Force, and this is kind of like an offense that you would see Air Force run.
Well, he's done a nice job of blending things, also with what he's done out on the West Coast with his days out there, but also with Air Force. The different styles that you have with the offenses that he's been around, he's trying to utilize those, and he's also had a lot of input from his other coaches on his staff. And asking about play calling, he said they've all called plays in the spring, so it's going to be a kind of a done by committee, I think, here this season.
Reception caught by Eric Pizarro, but he gets only a few yards, and that will set up 3rd down and 6 as Dumais completes his 1st pass of the ball game.
Yeah, tossing the ball outside to the outside, and we talked about him possibly being more of a runner, but he's definitely can throw that football. And Dumais doing a good job here tossing it out there early. They need to convert this 1st down. They need to get some consistency against this defense, and they got to move the chains and show that they can compete here. And that's what Blaine Morgan is trying to find a little fight in this football team and seeing how well they'll compete.
That was actually the 2nd completion for Dumais, 2 of 2 for 9 yards, facing another 3rd down. So far, they are 1 of 2 on 3rd downs, and now we have a timeout. So we were talking about Blaine Morgan just a moment ago.
This is a 30-second timeout.
Let's take a look at his history and how he ended up at Lamar, but used to be a star quarterback for Air Force.
Yeah, he played there, followed his brother, both in high school and to the Air Force Academy when he got into the coaching ranks.
He was actually a captain in the U.S. Air Force from 2000 to 2003 after playing at Air Force from 96 to 98. Then he was an assistant coach from 2001 to 14 at Air Force, and then the quarterback coach at San Diego State from 2015 to 2019 before he was finally hired at Lamar on December 12th, 2019. And there are a ton of young players on this team. And for more on that, here's Taylor Varico.
Thanks, Jeff. That's right. You just said it. This season, Lamar has one of the youngest rosters in the nation, made up of 51 freshmen. Head coach Blaine Morgan said that every team faces youth issues, but it's elevated for them this year. Morgan said the biggest challenge with this roster has been teaching the guys exactly what it takes to win a football game, teaching them how important film study and preparation is. But he says this group has been very eager to learn, and they love practicing and competing. And as a coach, there's nothing more you can ask for. Jeff?
Dume's pass down the right sidelines, a little bit too far for the intended receiver. That's Kirkland Banks. That's the guy they really want to get the football to after 36 catches a season ago, and it looks like Lamar will bring the punt team out.
Well, they had one or two first downs there on that drive to get it moving, but that third down conversion they did not, and now they're punting, especially with the wind here. They're going to hopefully punt or at least pin Nichols back inside their 10-yard line if they get a good punt here.
Enrique Carmona out to punt again. His first punt went 57 yards with the wind at his back. He averaged 38 yards a punt in 2019 with 18 inside the 20. That's exactly what he wants to do here, and there's a flag, and I think it will be delay a game on Lamar.
Delay game. Number 32, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
I actually think this helps the punter in this situation, gives him a little more room because there is a gale force wind up there above that building, as you see in the south end zone here, the newly being constructed Trey Bookvault family facility there. It's the wind is really howling high.
We showed you that graphic, 51 freshmen on this roster. One of the things they've really worked on a lot in the fall and then in the spring is special teams, hoping they can have an edge there, knowing they are so inexperienced on offense and defense. And Carmona wasn't necessarily the coffin corner kick, but it gets the job done at the 15-yard line.
15-yard line, and now Nichols has got a long field to go. Let's see how the defense can do here. You know, if you're Lamar, you're trying to see how these players defensively are going to compete. Now, you have basically an all SLC, it seemed like, team that they line up at every position, it looks like, for Nichols, because they are that talented. And it's a hard thing to do to put this young defensive team out there. I talked about the youth out there being half a dozen guys that are true freshmen in that two deep. It's kind of a tall order.
After the 41-yard punt, Colonels take over at their 15-yard line, and a nice job by Lamar. Great job defensively by Vincent Rockwell. He's a freshman that they're really excited about from Spring Hills High School in Longview, Texas.
Yeah, just a freshman out of high school himself, playing very physical in there, and what you want to do as a linebacker, you want to come downhill and fill in those gaps, and defensive line did a nice job of skating that to the outside.
Rockwell and this defense seems a little bit more ahead of the offense. He returned an interception for a touchdown in the second scrimmage of spring for Lamar. Scott has, bobbled it for a second, and KJ Franklin finally brought it in. And here comes another third down opportunity for the Colonels.
Got a helmet popped off there, and KJ Franklin comes down with a quick little reception. Almost those bobbled passes, Jeff, sometimes they go into the defender's hands, but that one came down into KJ's hands, and he came back with it.
Nichols last year second in the Southland Conference on third down conversions, and they are off to a great start here today. 3 for 3, including a couple of touchdowns on those third downs. Scott has to get out of the pocket. Scott's going to get the first down as he moves up the sidelines to about the 29-yard line, but now 4 for 4 on third downs.
Well, when you look at Lindsey Scott and what his ability is, running the football and passing the football, you know, it seems to me he's got a little bit of a look to him that also looks like a Kyler Murray out there. He's got that kind of skill, that ability. Kyler Murray obviously played at the University of Oklahoma, Heisman Trophy winner, now with the Cardinals in the NFL. But I'm not going to give him that level yet, but he reminds me in certain areas of that play.
Julian Gumbs, a former quarterback at De La Salle High School, runs for 4 yards up the middle. Coach Tim Rebo talking about Lindsey Scott, called him a a football junkie, understands protections and fronts, and he really is replacing, in a way, a legendary player for Nichols and Chase Forcade, a guy that's going to end up in the school's athletic hall of fame. He helped build this program to where it's at today. So some big shoes to fill, but Lindsey Scott doesn't seem to be fazed by that at all. Running the football this time for the Colonels is Troy Hurst, and Troy Hurst has got a little bit more speed to him than Julian Gums.
Well, he's the player that has the speed and the size. Troy Hurst, 21, watch him come across the screen here. He's going to turn up and a little bit of a sweep there, but they see a bright future for him. He's going to be in the mix here as this offense continues to develop.
And that will be the end of our first quarter. A first quarter dominated by the Nichols Colonels, ranked number 9 in the FCS. They lead it 13-0, and they'll have a fresh set of downs when we come back as Lindsey Scott having fun on the Bayou.
I feel like I would go with the signature strawberry limeade, add in cranberry. It'll give you that kick, like right there in the back.
Sonic Ultimate Drink Stop.
This muscle right here.
Might be a little tart for me.
At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two, like how nice it is to switch and save on your auto policy. But it's even nicer knowing that if this happens, or this happens, or this, or even this, we've seen and covered it. So call 1-800-FARMERS to switch your auto policy, and you could save an average of $470. Get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got them shook like.
Hold up.
Work it out. I hit it back with a brand new style. Bring it up into the floor, get wild. We turning up all the way on the down like baby, I'm fabulous.
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks.
Excuse me. What year is it, please?
It's a 79 AD. Run for your life.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Oh, I just remembered. Pompeii was destroyed in 79 AD, by the way.
What was the volcano called?
Volcano. Alexa, what volcano destroyed Pompeii?
Mount Vesuvius.
Mount Vesuvius. For real.
Mr. Buble, not again.
Just fixing a little typo, Gladys. Oh, what's this? Buble bounce?
Yeah, a little caffeine, no calories. It's great.
Kick of caffeine. Just what I needed to fix all these. Would you pronounce it bounce or bounce? Yeah, Buble bounce.
That's not how it's pronounced.
No calories, no sweeteners, just a kick of caffeine.
Place your legal sports bets at BetRivers.com. Your new home for sports betting. Millions of betting options a year on the sports you love. We offer live in-game betting on major sporting events worldwide. We have tons of bets available during games, from money lines, point spreads, prop bets, play-by-play bets, and many more. BetRivers.com offers live streaming of events worldwide. That's right, you can bet on the game as you're watching. Sign up now, and we'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, more action, more fun. Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com.
I get those goosebumps every time.
The most dominant force in the women's game. This is the GOAT, the best women's fighter of all time.
Amanda Nunes, still queen of the jungle. I get those goosebumps every time.
Southland Conference football is brought to you by Hercules Tires and by Jostens. From the campus of Nichols State University, John L. Guidry Stadium, Jeff Palermo and Gary Reasons for the Southland Conference opener for these two teams. The Southland Conference spring opener, start of a 6-game conference schedule. Winner of the conference gets an automatic bid into the 16-team FCS playoffs. We'll tell you more about that. Colonels up 13-0. Lindsey Scott looking downfield, wind at his back, and the pass a little bit too far for the intended receiver as Dejon Dixon unable to bring that in. So Lindsey Scott, boy, has it been a long and winding road for this young man. In 2015, he was the Louisiana High School Player of the Year and Mr. Football, led Zachary to its first state championship in football. Then in 2016, he was a redshirt freshman at LSU. Didn't work out there, so once Ed Orgeron came aboard, and he went to East Mississippi Junior College and ended up winning the NJCAA championship as Lindsey Scott runs for the first down there. And then after that, he ended up going to Missouri and then ended up on the campus of Nichols in 2019. So 1st and 10 as Scott moves the chains once again. Tevin Bush in motion, gets the football. Tevin Bush bangs his way to the 28-yard line. A gain of about 16 there.
Well, you see Lindsey Scott running the football, doing a great job there, but this young man, Tevin Bush, doing a good job also coming around here on the speed sweep here, and he just gets you to the edge, and that's how you win. You win with speed and athleticism. You see the good blocking out front, and Dejon Dixon cleaning up there, and there's a good hole for him to get through.
From the 28-yard line now. Hurst is in the backfield with Scott. Scott stands in that pocket, wide open, and there's Hurst. Touchdown, Colonels.
Touchdown pass for the Colonels from Lindsey Scott to Troy Hurst.
Well, you've got weapons all over the field here. You fake it to him, and then you try to get it set up. So he just tosses the ball out there to an easy open Troy Hurst, and just speed sweep. All it does, just put it right where you need to. Nobody covered him. A little bit of a missed assignment there in the secondary, perhaps for Lamar. But Nichols, it's really rolling for the Colonels here.
Ready to try the extra point will be Gavin Lassane, who is now 9 of 13 on extra point tries. Had 22 extra points in 2019. And that one gets through the uprights. 20-0. Lindsey Scott has now thrown 2 touchdown passes. Hurst gets into the end zone. And the Colonels are rolling at John L. Guidry Stadium. We'll be back.
All you have to do is dish a drink, and your taste buds.
Sounds like happiness. So many feels. All the feels.
You do the shimmy when it meets expectations. And the head nod is, I'm perfectly satisfied.
Sonic Ultimate Drink Stop.
At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two, like how nice it is to switch and save on your auto policy. But it's even nicer knowing that if this happens, or this happens, or this, or even this, we've seen and covered it. So call 1-800-FARMERS to switch your auto policy, and you could save an average of $470. Get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Introducing our latest Wi-Fi breakthrough, speeds faster than a gig. That means gig Wi-Fi for gaming, video chatting, and sharing your killer moves, all at the same time. Introducing Wi-Fi speeds over a gig, new from Xfinity.
Magenta. I hate cartridges. Not magenta, not magenta. I'm not going back to the store. Magenta! Cartridges are so...
The Epson EcoTank. No more cartridges. It comes with an incredible amount of ink that can save you a lot of frustration. The Epson EcoTank.
Just fill and chill. Available at...
The chicken or the egg? The question isn't which came first. It's which comes with peanut butter. Duh.
The new MyWW Plus gives you more of what you need to help you lose weight. More simplicity with the What's in Your Fridge recipe feature. And more motivation with on-demand workout classes.
The new MyWW Plus. Don't pay till May. Get your...
Hurst got into the end zone for Nichols, as Nichols now 3 for 3 on their offensive drives today when it comes to getting into the end zone. That's their longest drive of the day, 10 plays, 85 yards. And statistically, this game getting out of hand as well, as you would quite imagine, as Nichols averaging 9.6 yards per play, 12 first downs to Lamar's 2. The kick by Walker gets into the end zone. So we weren't exactly sure who would start at quarterback for Lamar, either Austin Scott, the transfer from Eastern Kentucky, or Jalen Dumais. And it's still Dumais out there.
Yeah, Austin Scott's got his hands inside his collar out there on the sideline, so it looks like Dumais is going to come back out there. Yeah, they've got to get a little confidence. They had a couple of first downs the last drive they had, so just got to get back to work here and just get back to make an identity for themselves. You know, this is a young offensive line. This is a young overall football team, and this is what you do here as a young program. And first-year head coach Blaine Morgan trying to see where his team's at as they drop the fumble, or snap the fumble to snap.
And that was too easy then defensively for Nichols, as Tyree Evans getting some action today. Did not play last week. The transfer from Southern Miss in on another stop.
Yeah, walking the linebacker up into the hole there, covering up the guard, and the center turns and drops the ball, and nobody to protect the quarterback there. Just an easy fall on tackle.
So second down and 11. Dumais will line up in the pistol formation here with the 4 wide receivers. Play action fake. Dumais, he can run it. Colonels pursue very well though. So if you're gonna run it, you gotta make that decision, as getting the tackle for Nichols is Brandon Arnold.
Well, you see Dumais here come to the outside. He's not tossing it down the field, trying to make something with his feet. And the good pursuit there inside out from the Nichols defense. Tackles him before he can get any good positive yardage, brings up 3rd and 9.
Tamaj Porter, in on that tackle, the 6'2", 320-pounder. Transfer in from the Raging Cajuns in Louisiana University. 3rd down and 9. Pressure, they get the ball off, moving upfield, and looks like they got the first down. Nicely done there for Lamar, as Jeremy Davis, a tight end, just kind of hanging out there, gets the football and he gets the first down.
Dumais hangs in the pocket there, takes a lick as he throws the football, but this is a good play and a good confidence builder getting that first down.
Jeremy Davis is a big kid, 6'5", 245 pounds, from Missouri Southern State.
It's a good sized tight end that you're going to want to have there. Make yourself available and get that first down, get those tough yards.
Dumais now 3 of 4 for 19 yards. The pitch to Jackson, and Jackson's got some running room. Jackson's got the first down up to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, that looks like an Air Force formation for Shoe, and that's how they do that. It's a speed sweep to a wing back, and they use Jalen Jackson here as that wing back in the pitch. And under center, we talked about that, a quarterback kind of uncommon, and especially here in the Southland Conference, where most teams are spread offenses and utilize a quarterback in the shotgun formation. But Lamar does a good job here of blending this under center style with a good play here, an explosive run by Jackson.
Keontae Williams on the tackle from Acadiana High School in Lafayette. Ball at the 49-yard line. Now they pitch it and they run it the other way. And that time it's not happening, as the Colonels were right there. And that's Big Cage again. This guy's got 6 tackles for a loss, and he's only played 5+ quarters.
Well, I watched him, in high school, Jeff, as well as you did, and now he's here at Nichols having fun, just doing the same old thing he did in high school, but more in an explosive manner. And Big Cage has done a nice job here early on in this ball game. He's shown up on this defense.
We talked about he had a big game last week against Lincoln College. 4 tackles for a loss. He was a menace last week.
Yeah, Big Cage is making play after play right there on the football, and that's what you want to do for young players. You want to come in and emerge and be a part of a defense, and they have a few holes to fill, and looks like he's going to be filling one of those.
Jarius Moore chasing down Dume from behind. Moore from East St. John High School, another young player defensively for the Colonels, just a sophomore.
Well, what I saw last week in this game with Nichols and Lincoln is really the speed, Jeff, of this whole Nichols football team, offensively, defensively, and really pursued. And that's what I see here today, just continuing. There's more speed on this field than I recall from the Colonels in recent years, and that bodes well for the Colonels.
3rd down and 14. Lamar is 2 of 4 on 3rd downs. They check with the sidelines. 4 seconds on the play clock. Dume's got to snap it, and it's 0 on the play clock, and there's inexperience right there.
Well, I think there's some miscommunication up front, and also to the coaches on the sideline, the ones that are calling the plays. And they've got an interesting color scheme working over there. They've got a yellow, a blue, a red. They're all giving signals.
Offense. Number 10, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
As you look at Coach Blaine Morgan, nearly 20 years of experience. Finally getting to lead this Lamar team after waiting 14 months. He's the 3rd coach since the university reestablished football at Lamar prior to the 2010 season.
Yeah, he's a son of a head football coach for the Christian Academy up in Addison, up in Dallas area.
Dume runs straight ahead as there was really nowhere for him to run. Tyree Evans in on another tackle. And the Cardinals will once again have to punt the football away.
Just a lot of firepower, both offensively and defensively for Nichols. And when they come with a lot of those red jerseys. And this is difficult for the quarterback to be able to find this, have enough time in there, and then the defense just collapses on him.
Hayden Shaheen from Catholic High in Baton Rouge also in on the stop. And good punt here.
Into the wind.
Into the wind, and then it's going to roll dead at the 28-yard line. So Enrique Carmona's had a nice game, but that's about all that's working for Lamar. The home fans enjoying this one as their Colonels are up by 20.
Since 1999, Crystal Clear Imaging has been establishing excellence as a signage solutions specialist. From building wraps and stadium branding to retail signage and transportation graphics, CCI offers the highest quality printing with competitive pricing and impressive turnaround times. Learn more at www.ccimaging.net. Real print solutions, real big results.
In a world where profits come before people, one insurance brokerage is proving you can be different in an industry of sameness.
Because we're a generational business, we're blessed to have a long view. With that long view means you can invest in people. Your margins can shrink in the short term, but if you're doing right by your clients and your employees, the numbers and the results will take care of themselves in time.
We are one of the fastest growing independent agencies in America. We are IOA.
A last-second shot, an explosive dunk, a fast break, and the thrill of victory. Basketball is back, and so is the Southland Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament in Katy. March 10th through the 14th at the Merrill Center. Get your tickets online at Ticketmaster.com. The countdown to Katy has begun.
We talk about the skill position players for the Nichols Colonels, but the offensive line also so good, led by number 64, P.J. Burkhalter, and then there's also Jair Joseph. And then the freshman, Evan Russo, who did such a great job in the fall and spring camp, winning that job at center.
Yeah, well, if they're going to go and have a deep run, which they think they can, I think this offensive line is just going to continue to gel. And they're gelling early on. You quick little screen pass here today, get the ball to the outside, and they've got that blocking out front.
K.J. Franklin escorted out of bounds by Anthony Ruffin. Just shy of the first down.
Well, I like what I see here from Evan Russo, just a freshman quarterback. P.J. Burkhalter, the left guard, number 64. You know, multiple All-American teams a year ago and doing a great job coming back and being the leader up there on this offensive front. So this could be a special group also. And all the speed and talent that Nichols has, Jeff, I don't see any holes here in this offense.
No, you don't. Scott now having to run away from the pressure, got away from Phillips, and then he ends up still completing the pass.
You know, if you looked at the stats from a week ago, you're talking about, okay, how did this offense complete 90% of their passes in that football game? Well, this is how it is. You run the ball effectively, and you then do these types of pass plays where the receivers are open, and these very skilled receivers on these routes. And Lindsey Scott showing you today that he has very good command of this football. It's a very complementary offense with what they're doing, throwing the football and able to run the football with power.
K.J. Franklin having a big game, just caught his fourth pass, and finally, Dejon Dixon gets his first grab of the ball game, and he picks up a first down. Former Edna Carr star, had 5 catches last week, and he's one of the best to ever play wide receiver at Nichols.
Yeah, he certainly has, and he's had a tremendous career, and he's just a big target, and he's got a wingspan, ability to go up and grab those tough catches, and glad to see him get into the action here today, and it's a good opportunity for him and Lindsey Scott to create some chemistry.
Trying to create that same chemistry Dixon and Chase Forcade had. School record 1,232 yards receiving last year. Nice move by Scott in the backfield, and he ends up getting 8 yards out of that. Cortland Allen, a transfer from Trinity Valley, makes the stop.
Yeah, we watch this offensive line here. They do a good job here. Just doing what the defense is. They kind of wall things off, and Scott does a nice job of eluding the first defender and coming around. And offensive line playing well today here, creating space here for these running backs and receivers.
Jair Joseph on that right tackle for the Nichols Colonels, creating a lot of running room for Lindsey Scott. Second down and short for the Colonels. Little razzle-dazzle coming back the other way. Dantes Costly inside the 5. Anthony Ruffin knocked him out of bounds. Another first down for Nichols.
Well, a little bit of razzle-dazzle, as you said, Jeff, and a little pitch back here to get him around the edge, and the offensive line slides down, and you got a couple of guys coming around and just setting the edge here, and Dantes does a nice job of picking his way around and wants to get into that end zone, but good pursuit inside out there. That's Ruffin knocking him out of bounds, doing a good job from his strong safety spot for Lamar, not allowing that touchdown, but Dantes Costly with a not huge play here for Nichols.
Costly now the wide receiver to the far side. Instead, they throw it the other way. Dixon, and there's a flag. It's a tough matchup for Allen against Dejon Dixon.
Yeah, a couple of hands there on the inside pad there in the chest. That's what the back judge there saw and threw the flag immediately. Didn't allow Dixon to go up and catch the ball.
21, defense. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic, first down.
See the ball being up there, and there's contact there. We're watching it here from our press box vantage point, and you can see 2 hands were definitely on Dejon Dixon.
Gums bounces off the tackler and into the end zone. Julian Gums, 4th Colonel to score here.
Yeah, good job by the offensive line of walling things off, and Gums bouncing back to the weak side there, getting into the end zone. It's just a very systematic drive by this offense. A lot of power, a lot of speed. Nichols continuing with the good chemistry here in this ball game.
Gums had a school record 16 rushing touchdowns last season. And he's got 2 touchdowns on this season as that ball gets through the uprights. And Julian Gums from De La Salle High School into the end zone. All Nichols on this Saturday afternoon.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
I want to bring innovations in times of need.
I want to be the voice that shares truth with the world.
Because of Lamar University, I've been given the opportunity to change my world.
To change our world.
Our moment is here. Our moment is now.
Make the most of it at Lamar University.
We believe that the first step towards positive change is to stand as one.
Driven by diversity.
We strive to discover truth, mutual understanding, and the common good.
We achieve more together than we do apart.
Every voice has a power.
We are a voice of change.
Bettering ourselves and our community.
Kindness is effortless.
Standing together through adversity. Serving our communities, peers, and teammates.
Together we can learn, teach, empower, and promote change.
Tragedy cannot bring us down.
We are one.
Southland Conference football is brought to you by Ready Nutrition and by Cannon. That's a shot at the Lafourche Parish Courthouse, which has been here since 1858. It's been listed on the National Register of Historic Places since 1979. Beautiful building inside. Julian Gums got into the end zone for Nichols to make it 27-0 with 5:50 to go before halftime. Jeff Palermo along with Gary Reasons for the Southland Conference opener for these two teams. Ball goes into the end zone, and Lamar will take the field offensively once again. Been a tough day for them all the way around. 300 yards of offense for Nichols, while Lamar just 49 yards.
Yeah, it's been tough sledding, I think, for this offense, trying to get going against this powerful defense of Nichols, and they've got a lot of speeds we talked about. Trying to get something going against them has been very, very difficult.
Jalen Dume still out there as the quarterback. I think eventually we'll see Austin Scott. They fake the pitch, and on the end around, Marcellus Johnson, and Johnson gets a block, and Johnson can take it to the house. There is a flag down. This is probably coming back. I think that was a block below the waist. So that will probably wipe that touchdown off the board, but there are two flags down, and Marcellus Johnson is saying, are you kidding me?
Biggest play of the game here for Lamar, and it's going to come back, unfortunately.
Personal foul. Illegal blow block. Offense, number 35. It's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
We'll take a look out front here. You'll see this block here, and I'm not sure how that is an illegal block, but
yeah, I think that was right at the belt buckle, right? What you think?
Right there at the thighs. I think that's a good block. Nonetheless, they did toss the penalty, and it brings back a play here. That was an explosive play. Talk a little about Marcellus Johnson, though. Played quarterback a couple of games towards the end of the season for Lamar, and at the end of 2019, and formerly was a wide receiver, high school quarterback, and wide receiver early in 2019, but had to play a little quarterback, and you see the athleticism and speed that he has as a 6'3", 220-pounder.
Getting away from one initial tackler is Dume, and then he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage as Nichols Jumping all over him, and there's more flags as that was Hayden Shaheen.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 8, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's Jarris Moore. Right at the end here, that's a good call.
Yeah, that is a good call, unnecessary there. He's down.
Now move the chains, gives Lamar a first down.
Haven't gotten the ball out to Kirkland Banks, number 23. Let's see if he gets in the mix.
Instead, they run it, but Nichols again in the defensive secondary and not allowing him to move anywhere for the Colonels. That's Tyree Evans once again.
Well, Evans has kind of made his day up there at the line of scrimmage, walking up late, getting into the backfield, and does it again here one more time. Watch 34 just kind of get back there in the backfield and show up and hang on to the running back so Jackson can't go anywhere.
He's another kid from East Mississippi Community College, part of the national championship team that Lindsey Scott helped direct in 2017. Was at Southern Miss as well, but only appeared in 12 games for the Golden Eagles in 2 years. Played at Wayne County in Mississippi. Johnson just hangs on to it and then is brought down quickly. Keontae Williams making the tackle.
Yeah, that's a good tackle on a big wide receiver. So Keontae Williams does a nice job coming up there, and they are trying to get Marcellus Johnson into the mix here. And they do need to get the ball out of the playmaker's hands, and Marcellus Johnson can be that, I think, for Lamar this season.
3rd and 4 coming up for Lamar. Actually about 3rd and 3 from the 30. Under 4 minutes to go. Well, 3rd and 13, excuse me. Jalen Dume, quick pass, it's complete, and nothing happening there for Chaz Ward. As the Colonels snuff that out pretty well. Kevin Moore, who led the team in tackles a season ago, bringing down Ward from Terrebonne High School.
Yeah, it's a good job there defensively for the Colonels, getting off the field one more time, forcing a punting situation. It's been very, very good defensively here for Nichols in his ball game.
Out the punt for Lamar is Enrique Carmona. KJ Franklin ready to return. Into the wind, a lot of hang time here. Nice job by Franklin to catch it in traffic. Nichols already up 27-0. Looking to add some more points before halftime. We'll be back after this from John L. Guidry Stadium in Thibodaux.
All you have to do is dish a drink, and your taste buds.
Sounds like happiness.
So many feels.
All the feels.
You do the shimmy when it meets expectations. And the head nod is I'm perfectly satisfied.
Sonic Ultimate Drink Stop.
Research shows that people remember commercials with exciting stunts. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's something you shouldn't try at home.
Look, Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so we only pay for what we need. It's pretty cool. That is cool.
Very cool. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Introducing our latest Wi-Fi breakthrough, speeds faster than a gig. That means gig Wi-Fi for gaming, video chatting, and sharing your killer moves, all at the same time. Introducing Wi-Fi speeds over a gig, new from Xfinity.
What is that?
Mine. Why?
It's just that it's...
Lavender? Yes, it is. Old Spice. It's for men.
But I like the smell of it. Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing what? Using my Old Spice moisturized with shea butter body wash?
All I wanted was to use your body wash.
And all I wanted was to have a body wash.
Reese's eggs are back and we hit them somewhere you'll never find. Psych! We put them everywhere. Grocery stores and supermarkets, gas stations and chiropractors' offices, bowling alleys and grocery stores, which we already mentioned. Not sorry, Reese's.
I get those goosebumps.
Israel Adesanya!
I'm gonna get that light heavyweight belt next.
You got champion versus champion. He wants to leave behind a lasting legacy.
Guess what? I'm the best in the world.
I get those goosebumps every time.
You'll see.
Southland Conference football is brought to you by Ready Nutrition and by Cannon. Beautiful day on the Bayou for some college football. Looking forward to this unique spring football season that most of the FCS schools are participating in. Big shocker today in FCS football. We'll get to that here shortly. First, Lindsey Scott, and there's a flag, though, before they start this drive.
It looks like P.J. Burkhalter may have moved a little early here offensively.
False start, number 75, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Nichols came into the season ranked number 9 in the top 25 in the FCS. North Dakota State ranked number 1. As Lindsey Scott from a clean pocket gets it to Julian Gums. Great tackle in the open field, though. That's Kyron Norwood. Let's take a look at the little jawing after that one. The top 10 heading into today's action, and then several schools in the Southland ranked in the top 25. Sam Houston and Southeastern actually play tonight. But usual cast of characters in that top 10.
Yeah, the Stats Perform FCS top 10 poll here, and good to see some representation by Nichols in that top 10, and they're likely going to move up with North Dakota State going down today. Big upset.
Lee Negrado on the catch, and yeah, this is the first loss for North Dakota State since 2017. As their 39-game win streak was snapped today, as North Dakota State ended up losing in action. Southern Illinois beat them. Lindsey Scott on 3rd down and 6. Scott scrambling, and he's got the first down.
Yeah, just a very, very talented young man, and you see what he does when he has the ball in his hands. He's looking downfield first and foremost, but you know what? When things break down, he has the ability to improvise, and that's exactly what he does. Great balance with his hands there, just a great athlete, and he's the leading rusher in this football game, and with good reason, because he's had explosive play after explosive play with what he's done with his feet.
Scott quickly gets rid of it, and what a great open field move there.
That's Julian Gums on the outside as a wide receiver / running back, and impressive job there of Gums getting outside, showing not only can he be a running back and a powerful running back at that, but he's got some hands and also the ability to make people miss, showing more talent than I think these other teams in the Southern Conference would like to see.
Gums caught 22 passes a year ago. Tevin Bush goes backwards, and he is brought down by Keyshawn Young.
Yeah, coming up next year for Nichols is Northwestern State. They are idle again this week. They do not have another of their first game, not until next week. And I'm sure they are watching up in Natchitoches, seeing this Colonel football team just kind of have their way here against Lamar early in this ball game.
With 1:19 to go before halftime, timeout is called. 2nd down and 12 coming up, or 2nd down and 11, and Tevin Bush limping on the sidelines.
Jeff, we talked about it earlier, you know, that there really doesn't look like there's any holes in this Nichols team. And when you start talking about the things that they've had to replace, the quarterback, Chase Forcade, I think Lindsey Scott is showing that, you know, there is promise there, and he's definitely got some tools, you know, around him, and he utilizes them, but also his feet, his arm that he's been able to display. He's done a great job.
Time now for our classroom champion for Lamar, presented by Johnston's, official championship ring provider to the Southland Conference. And for Lamar, it's their kicker, Bailey Griffin. Bailey Griffin, 3.6 GPA, graduated in the spring of 2020. I'm going to grad school, applied psychology, member of the Lamar's President's List, 2nd down and 12 here for Scott. Dumps it off. KJ Franklin. And Franklin hit low and brought down to the ground. Wyatt Romer on the stop from Fort Worth. Another 3rd down for Nichols. Colonels have been outstanding on 3rd down today. 6 of 6. Scott feeling a little pressure. Oh, almost a great one-handed grab, but unable to make the play was Negrado.
Well, he had a string of completed passes on that one, so that's pretty impressive for him. He just got the 1st down, and Lane does a nice job of making that tackle for Lamar, but boy, just the explosiveness. We've talked about it all day long with Lindsey Scott here.
Coming up, we'll hear from the new athletics director, relatively new anyways, Jonathan Terrell. We'll also show you our players of the week, and we'll have first half highlights and stats. Stay tuned on ESPN. Scott looking to his left. Wide open there is Devontae Jason. Jason inside the 10 before he's hammered by Tyler Jackson.
Now just getting everybody in the mix here, no doubt about it. Devontae Jason showing that he has the ability here. Lindsey Scott tosses it outside. Good job of running here after the catch.
8 different players have caught passes today for Nichols. Colonels have yet to have a drive that didn't end with a touchdown. Scott keeps it. Lofts one to the corner of the end zone and a little bit too far for KJ Franklin.
Yeah, just a touch too far. Momentum. You're rolling that way and just leading the receiver just a little bit too much. He's a little upset with himself, but things are all going well. This is the right throw. It's the right decision. He just gets it out there a little bit too far. If he tossed that a little earlier, might have had a bit chance to lay out for that football.
Remembering Lindsey Scott from his days at Zachary High, he was always good throwing the football on the run. He just missed his intended receiver there. He runs straight up the middle here. Touchdown, Lindsey Scott. 2nd time he's rushed into the end zone, and it's been another great afternoon for number 0.
Well, an unbalanced formation that time. Sent everybody to the wide side of the field to his right, and this is the draw right here. It's a design quarterback draw all the way. Good job of getting that executing, getting into the end zone. Lindsey Scott having one heck of an afternoon.
Gavin Lassane out for the extra point. He missed his first one, but he's made them every one since then. And that's right down the middle. And it's now 34-0 Nichols. They scored 87 last week. I don't know if they'll get there, Gary, but they're gonna get way up there.
Well, this is this talent level, I think, from Lamar. You know, it's young talent, but they are definitely a team that you'd expect under Blaine Morgan, a first-year head coach. You're looking for a team that's going to fight. I see the fight in them, but really it's the talent level that Nichols has with all the speed that they have on the field. Every position has got a quality player, and there just really aren't any holes here for Lamar to exploit. But Lamar, excuse me, if they, I think they're probably not going to get to anywhere close to that score they had a week ago. But it's definitely going the way of the Colonels today.
Lindsey Scott has 88 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns to go with 182 yards through the air. And for more on Lindsey Scott, let's send it down to the field and Taylor Varico.
Thanks, Jeff. You mentioned Lindsey Scott was Mr. Football in Louisiana. From there, he was a part of the Netflix series Last Chance U with Mississippi Community College, where he brought his team a national title there. But what makes his resume even more impressive, guys, he has 2 degrees, including a computer science one. But Scott says he'll use those later. He's focused on football right now, Jeff.
Well, he can work on Gary's computer maybe in the 4th quarter.
I need some help.
Good stuff as Lindsey Scott, a bright young man, and just has not given up. I mean,
yeah, he's been in the wings here for over a year,
Yeah.
And, he's absorbed everything that Rob Christoffel has to offer from an offensive coordinator perspective, and learning this offense, learning his teammates, getting the respect of his teammates. They see him excel in practice every single day, and I think he's well liked here by his teammates.
I don't think Lamar was really set. That just didn't look right. And this will back him up 5 yards.
False start. Offense. Not all 11 players were set prior to the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
He said what you said, Jeff. Perfectly.
And some more first game woes for Coach Blaine Morgan. The one good thing is that they have a chance to play a ton of games here during the calendar year of 2021 and get better.
Yeah, that's
the goal.
Just get more snaps, more reps, more opportunities. And, they've waited their time, 14 months really since he became the head coach of this program in December of 2019. So there's a ball on the ground, fumble.
Donovan Edwards, though, the Lamar center, got on top of it, but that was a big hit. And the ball carrier for the Lamar Cardinals is still down on the ground. And I don't have a number 17 on my roster, but whoever he is just took a massive hit from Hayden Shaheen, who's had a big game, and that ends the first half in probably an appropriate way to end the first half, because that was a dominating 30 minutes of football by the Nichols Colonels. When we come back, we are going to hear from the Director of Athletics for Nichols, Jonathan Terrell. Taylor Verico will have that interview when we come back. Stay tuned.
All you got to do is dish a drink, and your taste buds.
Sounds like happiness.
So many feels.
All the feels.
You do the shimmy when it meets expectations. And the head nod is perfectly satisfied.
Sonic Ultimate Drink Stop.
Man, he has a huge task against a very active Gardner-Webb Bulldog defense now.
Big Marlon Alexander got him, 6 feet tall, 322 from Smyrna, Tennessee. Now Martin has all kinds of time to throw, eludes the rush, darts out to the right, and not quite enough for the first down. He comes up about 3 yards short.
This is a good job of finding some room, step up and step through the pocket. And you can see the wiggle that Martin has. He's a very good athlete. Boffman's a tough runner, but Martin has a lot more juice to him where he can elude defenders and does a good job of giving himself a 3rd and short here.
3rd downs today. Elon 6 of 12. This is a manageable one. 3rd and 3. Boffman to throw. Off for Jalen Thomas. Catches it. Tackled right away by Deontay Greer. Looks like a loss of a half yard.
Yeah, great open field tackle there by Greer out of Mallard Creek High School in Charlotte. A good, solid program, puts out a lot of athletes. And tackling is always one thing. We come into the season wondering how a team was going to fare. Haven't not had that many opportunities, only 4. When we talked to Coach this week, he said, man, we only had full contact practice 4 times this year out of the 20 this preseason. So great open field tackling, great tackling all day by the Bulldogs.
An offense for Elon that in the 3rd quarter had 4 total yards. That's it. This one, a better punt. Harper comes forward, and he fields the kick by Stevenson inside the 50 and goes down rather quickly. 12:41 to go in this game, up by a score. Gardner-Webb takes over in Elon territory.
Yeah, those kick returners are fearless. Harper is one of them. We've seen him bobble a couple. We've seen him take a couple of losses, but you never discourage guys that have the courage to put their chins in the air and catch a punt. I mean, they are fearless, and when they're good, man, they are fantastic.
Ball spotted at the 46-yard line. Carlton Aiken with Dexter Brown next to him in the backfield. Harper comes in motion. It's a handoff for Brown. Big contact near the 40-yard line, but it's a chunk gain of about 6 on first down.
Dexter Brown is a physical runner. We've seen him do the bulk of the heavy lifting on the inside runs, A-gaps, inside zones. He squares up his shoulders. He's not trying to make many defenders miss.
He's listed at number 2 on the depth chart because Nari Gaither takes the handoff here. Sophomore is the number 1 guy. Running back, one of the spots that Gardner-Webb had to replace this offseason. Just 5 returning players on the offense. And one of the players to replace was Jalen Cagle, who was a second-team all-conference running back. Anthony Herrick, the tight end, is down as the athletic training staff comes to take a look at him.
See those end-of-game injuries start to pile up. You hope the majority of them are cramps, but bodies are getting acclimated to the game. We still haven't seen Gaither come back in this football game after going down with would-be cramps.
All right, we'll step aside. There's 11 minutes and 56 seconds left to go in the game as they tend to the injured player, Anthony Herrick.
All you have to do is dish a drink, and your taste buds.
Sounds like happiness.
So many feels.
All the feels.
You do the shimmy when it meets expectations. And the head nod is I'm perfectly satisfied.
Sonic Ultimate Drink Stop.
Introducing our latest Wi-Fi breakthrough, speeds faster than a gig. That means gig Wi-Fi for gaming, video chatting, and sharing your killer moves, all at the same time. Introducing Wi-Fi speeds over a gig, new from Xfinity.
At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two, like how nice it is to switch and save on your auto policy. But it's even nicer knowing that if this happens, or this happens, or this, or even this, we've seen and covered it. So call 1-800-FARMERS to switch your auto policy and you could save an average of $470. Get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
This is a color laser printer, and this is the color toner cartridge. They're so expensive, people just print in black and white so they don't have to keep buying them. Walk with me. That's enough. The Epson EcoTank cartridge-free printer. Big ink tanks, lots of ink, and you can save a ridiculous amount on replacement ink. Print in color, all you want, without busting your budget. But you might be busting the move. The Epson EcoTank, just fill and chill. Available at...
The new MyWW Plus gives you more of what you need to help you lose weight. More simplicity with the What's in Your Fridge recipe feature. And more motivation with on-demand workout classes.
The new MyWW Plus. Don't pay till May. Get your first 3 months free.
The chicken or the egg? The question isn't which came first. It's which comes with peanut butter. Duh.
Gardner-Webb huddle. A team that was 3-9 last year, Al. Fired head coach Carol McRae in the offseason. Hired the young up-and-comer Trey Lamb, the offensive guru who led a high-powered offense at Tennessee Tech in the Ohio Valley. He's named one of the top 35 coaches under 35. He's just 31 years old. And here they are, opening day of the season after more than 400 days without a game. 462 to be exact, Al. Gardner-Webb, early in the fourth quarter, a touchdown lead.
I mean, this team has responded, and they feed off the confidence of their coach. And we talked to him earlier this week, and the thing that struck me is he said, hey, I'm from a coaching family. I've done this for a long time. I know I'm young, but I can do this. I know what I'm doing.
Handoff for Nari Gaither on 3rd down and 4, right near the sticks. This could depend on the spot. Trey Lamb comes from a family in which his grandfather was the coach, his dad is a coach. You may know his uncle Bobby Lamb, who was the head coach for a long time at FCS, and Trey actually coached a year for at Mercer down in Georgia.
And his cousin Taylor, quarterback coach on this staff.
It's funny, you go to one of their practices and you hear Coach Lamb yell, Coach Lamb, can you can you yell for the drill?
Taking a look at this here.
This was the play. Okay, so that's where the ball ended up, right? I think it was a good spot, and it's about a half a yard short. So 4th down and call it a half yard.
Yeah, these are the spots here. You know, I'm old school football. I think you play with the feel of the game, but you know, we talk to all the coaches all the time, and they talk about the analytics, and I think these are situations. Up 8 points at home, fourth quarter. What do you do here? You know, your gut tells you your team has momentum, that if you can somehow convert this and keep this drive going, you're in a good spot. But you also have to look at what this defense has done in turning the ball over, 3 and outs, being stout against a very good Elon rush attack. So this is tough. Looks like he's going to go for it.
1 for 3 on 4th down today. This could do some damage on the clock if they get it. This could be a big momentum shifting play. Let's see. Aiken in shotgun. Gaither stands next to him. Tight ends in the ball game. And a timeout by Gardner-Webb.
Yeah, Coach Lamb saw something he just didn't like. I mean, they got lined up. He took a look at the defense. He did not like it. I'm not sure if he's going to bring the punt team out. I know it's certainly too far for a field goal, but this is right in that gray area where you honestly have to go for this. It's too short to punt, too long to kick the field goal.
I'm trying to think what would be gained by punting it. Maybe you flip the field by 15, 20 yards if you accidentally put it in the end zone.
I mean, you have one of the best punters in the conference, so maybe an option.
Trey Lamb has reiterated from the day he got the job. He told us in our call this week, aggressive, aggressive. He also told us the analytics book that they use, that they purchase, almost always says go for it. So he believes in going for it. Here we go. 4th time today, going for it on 4th down. Aiken will take it himself. Looked like maybe a broken play. His running back started early, but Carlton Aiken gets the first down.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You have a 220-pound quarterback. I don't think anyone in the building thought that it wasn't going to be Carlton Aiken with that ball. You just tell him to put 2 hands on it, square up your shoulders. You're not trying to make anyone miss. You just need a yard or so. He was able to pick it up.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line of Elon. Carlton Aiken starting to compile the rushing yards. 8 attempts, 44 yards, 2 touchdowns today. Another attempt for the quarterback. Down the sideline to the 25.
And now he goes from the power on the 4th down play to showing you the elusiveness for a big guy, making a guy miss, creating a bad angle there. Reach the end man on the line. He crashes. He's one-on-one with the corner who takes a bad angle, is able to get to the outside. It's just a great read by Carlton Aiken.
2nd and 2 in the pistol with Gaither behind him. The transfer from Pace University who just came here to Boiling Springs about 2 months ago, little less than. And he's starting in this game. Handoff for Gaither, makes a man miss to the 15, the 10, and dragged down from behind by Jones inside the 5-yard line. Nari Gaither.
Yeah, this offense is just hitting on all cylinders. Nari Gaither has had some successful runs. He's poked it in there a couple of times. This time he finds some daylight, and you see the wheels. He just runs away from the defense.
Handoff again to Gaither on 1st and goal. He's in. Touchdown. A 2-score lead for Gardner-Webb. The 4th rushing touchdown today. Check that. 5th rushing touchdown today for the Running Bulldogs.
And I'm not sure if we thought it would come this way from Trey Lamb in the offense. You're thinking it's going to be the air raid. They're going to throw it around and score points through the air. Coach Lamb said you have to score 30 points in college football, and they've reached that mark here today. They're lighting up the scoreboard, and they're doing it on the ground.
The extra point is up and good from Everett. Well, it is 4 rushing touchdowns. It's 5 total, including the return from Harper. 4 rushing touchdowns from 3 different players. Gardner-Webb has scored the game's last 28 points. 9 minutes, 31 seconds.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain. And we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, We have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Did you know that Geico's whole 15 minutes thing, that came from me? Really? My first idea was, in 1/4 of an hour, your savings will tower. Over you, figuratively speaking. But that's not catchy, is it? That's not going to swim about in your brain. So I thought, what about 15 minutes, 15%? Serendipity.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Whether you're a contractor or do-it-yourselfer, Sunbelt Rentals is committed to making it easy to get the tools and equipment you need. With a vast network of locations across the U.S. and Canada, no one brings more yes to your project. Our broad inventory and dedicated team of experts makes equipment rental absolutely available, positively reliable, and unquestionably easy. Visit sunbeltrentals.com to reserve your equipment or find a location near you.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
Well, the 2,700 that were able to make it here today, and a few cardboard fans mixed in between, are enjoying the Gardner-Webb lead. Muff on the kick return, and it was eventually scooped back up by Elon.
We've seen that a few times from the Phoenix kick returners. Some of those up backs miss quite a bit. On some of those kicks, they're not able to get it. I'm not sure if the sun in their eyes, they're dropping a ton of those kickoffs. Luckily, they're able to jump on in and get that one back.
So 1st and 10 for Elon. Need a little life down 15. The backup quarterback, J.R. Martin, is still in the game for the injured Joey Boffman. And again, he's really the 3rd string on the depth chart entering this season. Pass complete to Donovan Williams for a gain of 5. 9 minutes, 7 seconds left to go.
Yeah, tough spot to be in for the true freshman from North Gwinnett High School. Second game of the season, you're the quarterback.
Throws it again short to Williams. I guess what better than quick hitters for a young, inexperienced quarterback?
Yeah, comfort blanket, security blanket, your tight end. Guy who caught 5 catches for 50 yards last week. Just run him on some hook routes, make some easy throws, some easy reads for your young quarterback. Help him settle down a little bit in the pocket.
First down at their own 35. Martin has time. French comes late through the middle and got him. That's sack number 3 today for Gardner-Webb. There is a flag down on the field. Face mask penalty.
Coach Lamb's going to go ahead and decline that one. Ty French, again, keep mentioning his name. One of the keys, the guys we were told to watch. He's just, you can see the energy exuding from this young man. He's getting after the quarterback, doing a great job, showing some speed and athleticism.
The rare offensive face mask call.
Yeah, those guys get their hands up around the face, trying to slow this pass rush down from the Bulldogs. Playing with a lot of confidence here in the second half.
Second down at 15. Martin, pressure comes, hit as he throws, gets it away. And the catch is made by Jackson Parham near the 40-yard line. Gain of 10.
Jared Martin's doing a good job. He's standing in the pocket. He's calming down a little bit. He's finding his receivers on the outside. Parham runs a little out route, runs to the sticks, sits down, presents himself as a big target for his quarterback.
3rd down and 5. 6 for 13 on 3rd down today. Stopped their last time. Gets away and then can't hook it up. Intended target was Bonner.
Yeah, Bonner's a little frustrated on that pass. It bounces short. I don't know that he had much room to run to convert that 1st down if he caught the ball. So it's another great defensive stand, another great effort from Gardner-Webb.
Stevenson on to punt. Did botch one earlier that led to a return. This a decent one. Harper fair catches and secures it at the 24-yard line.
The rare Devron Harper fair catch. This kid wants to return the kicks. Done a great job. It's fun to watch.
So as Carlton Aiken and this Gardner-Webb offense break the huddle, they've turned out the last 28 points in this game. Aiken has a pair of touchdown rushes, 10 attempts for 55 yards. He's also completed 19 of 28 for 153 yards. So after 3 INTs in the first half, he's really turned it around.
And the word we keep mentioning is maturity. To go out and do that.
As Gaither busts it over the 40 to the 45. 6 Elon players, 7 around him. Doesn't matter for Nari Gaither, who's also turned it on here in the second half.
Yeah, he takes an inside run, and he's done that all day and found some room on the outside. And when he has some green grass in front of him, or turf in this case, he's able to hit the jets and run away from defenders. So inside run, find some room, bouncing off the defenders. They just can't bring him down. He keeps his legs turning. He's able to get rid of guys and carry about 4 or 5 Phoenix defenders down the field.
21 yards on that play, his second carry over 20 yards today. Gaither 15 attempts, 89 yards, averaging 6 yards per. Offense that has just changed its entire flow and found its rhythm here in the second half. Gaither tries to reverse field and is stonewalled.
Big time push up front that time by the D lineman for the Phoenix. He did a good job. Tristan Cox, the big senior, 325 pounds, getting his hands on the center and just driving them back and forcing the running back to reverse fields and come up with no yards on that run.
Gaither comes off the field. Dexter Brown, who also has a touchdown run, comes in for him. Story of the second half, Al. This Gardner-Webb offense, how different this game has been in the second half than it was in the first half. Now 313 total yards in the ball game. Aiken, play action pass for Gathings, who plucks it in Elon territory. Goes up to get it.
Yeah, Gathings is just smooth. Just a smooth route runner. He gets to a spot. He's able to create that separation from the defender. And with that wingspan, able to reach out and pluck that one out of the air for another big gain.
Gathings now 10 catches. 126 yards for him. Every one of the star players that you should spotlight getting involved for Gardner-Webb here in the second half, and how the tide has turned in this ball game. 4 minutes, 57 seconds left to go. 2-score lead. Brown picks his way, spinning over the 35-yard line.
And it's just a constant pressure on the ground, the rushing attack. 2 running backs from Gardner-Webb just pounding this Phoenix defense. You commit to it, just spinning off tackles, finding holes. Give your offensive lineman some love. You see him turn around and high-five his buddies. Those big guys have got it going now here in the 4th quarter of this football game.
146 total yards in the 3rd quarter, now 88 here in the 4th quarter. Had 102, my math is wrong. A little over 100 in the first 2 quarters combined. That's the difference in things here in the second half, as this offense is just starting to dominate Elon. Aiken gained 4 more there.
Well, it's the way you want to close out a football game. You want to be able to run the ball. That's how you draw it up. It's going to eat up the clock. It's going to get you out of here with hopefully a win up 15 points.
Yeah, it's Sanders walking off the field.
Yeah, a lot of these guys.
Figure out who it was, but it's Bo Sanders, and he looks okay.
It's cramps. You can see trying to shake it off. It's been a long, hard-fought game here. A lot of running. We're talking about that, how this offense from Gardner-Webb has just turned it on in the second half on the ground, and it's taking its toll on the defenders. You see a lot of bodies rotating in and out on that side of the ball, that defense for the Phoenix.
All right, slow to get back out there. I don't know why we're holding up the action still. All right, we're playing. 4 minutes, 1 second left to go. With Al Wallace and our entire crew, Phil Constantino, thanks for joining us today. Big South Network on ESPN+. Larry Gaither over the 20-yard line. Another rushing gain of more than 10 yards moves the chains.
You have to give Trey Lamb some credit here. You come into this football game and you do your prep and you want to see the ball. You think you're going to see the ball thrown all around, and he makes an adjustment. He sees something in his offense. That offensive line has done a great job of creating some holes, and he switches his game plan to a rush game. And he told us earlier this week he was going to throw the ball to open up the running game, and man, did he execute that to perfection here today.
1st and 10 in the red zone of Elon. Aiken hands for Gaither. He was tackled in the backfield. First one through was Marvin Pearson, and now we'll get a timeout here by Elon. Elon takes its first timeout of the second half. 35-20. Phoenix have to do something to stop this clock from running out as Gardner-Webb continues to push into the Elon red zone.
Arby's, 2 for $6 every day. The biggest fish sandwich of your life. Twice. 2 of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meats.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got them shook like.
Hold up.
Work it out. I hit it back with a brand new style. Bring it up into the floor, get wild. We turning up all the way on the down like baby, I'm fabulous.
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks.
Excuse me. What year is it, please?
It's a 79 AD. Run for your life.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Oh, I just remembered. Pompeii was destroyed in 79 AD, by the way.
What was the volcano called?
Volcano. Alexa, what volcano destroyed Pompeii?
Mount Vesuvius.
Mount Vesuvius. For real.
At Farmers, we know how nice it is to save on your auto policy. But it's even nicer knowing that if this happened, or this, or even this, we've seen and covered it. So call 1-800-FARMERS and get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Magenta. I hate cartridges. Not magenta, not magenta. I'm not going back to the store. Magenta! Cartridges are so...
The Epson EcoTank. No more cartridges.
It comes with an incredible amount of ink that can save you a lot of frustration. The Epson Eco Tank.
Just fill and chill. Available at...
Gardner-Webb enters this spring 2021 season. 31 freshmen or sophomores on its depth chart. You get 85, 90 players on a total roster. My point, Al, that's a high percentage. This is a really young team for a really young head coach. Up 15 late.
I mean, just great experience today. And if you're Trey Lamb, you have a great foundation with all those freshmen and sophomores to build. And you get to take this back and show them what can be done with the work you put in.
Aiken gets it off to Devron Harper, who has a punt return touchdown today. If you're just joining us here in the fourth quarter, Gardner-Webb trailed 17-0 after one quarter, then trailed by 13 at halftime, and has scored the game's last 28 points.
With so many young guys on the field, it's astonishing for them not to, kind of give up and feel sorry for themselves after going down 17 points. Coach Trey Lamb and that staff keep this team together, go and make some halftime adjustments and come out just absolutely on fire.
Our color analyst today, Al Wallace, 10-year NFL vet, member of the Carolina team that played in Super Bowl 38. Honorable mention All-ACC. What was that, your sophomore year? Junior?
95, yeah, sophomore year.
Okay.
Yep, sophomore year.
Graduate of the University of Maryland. Joining us today on ESPN Plus. I'm Phil Constantino.
One of the guys that lost the Super Bowl to Tom Brady.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but
I can't help it.
There are a lot. It's not select company.
It's a lot of people now. 20-year career, 6 Super Bowl rings, 7.
It was on a game-winning field goal.
Oh, my goodness.
Sorry, but third down and 8. Carlton Aiken, hands for Gaither. Big hole, cuts at the 15. Dragging defenders into the end zone. Touchdown. Nari Gaither from 19 yards out. Gardner-Webb putting the finishing touches on a victory to open a new era.